Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's what is this? Thursday? Yeah, it's a Thursday. I hope you guys are having a good day, and hope you had a good Wednesday, good Hump Day. I feel like I didn't push Hump Day enough this week. I wanted to give you guys a rest in case you're just getting back into the idea of humping. I hope you had a great hump day. Cirque says, not that I'm not glad to see an MITAM, but I thought you were going to bed. You know what? I was going to. And then I thought, you know what? This will probably be the night that I end up sleeping 12 hours. And I'll end up doing a monkey in the morning around 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, nah, let's power through, cover the day's events and the things pissing me off. And then I'll go to sleep. Then I'll go to sleep. So I'm sorry, guys. I was incorrect in my timing. I was incorrect in my assessment. Happy birthday, Frank. Whose birthday is it? Who got the birthday? I know he had a birthday. Old Guy Gamer, technically, it's his birthday. He told me that his birthday was tomorrow, and that was the beginning of my stream yesterday. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to your Old Guy Gamer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Old Guy Gamer. I hope you're listening so you got your second song. Monkey's birthday is April 22nd to be exact. I don't even know where to start tonight, man. We had the impeachment stuff, and I thought shit was confusing before. I thought making up my mind on this was confusing before. But this man, holy shit, his testimony was literally all over the place. All over the place. He both exonerated and condemned the president. He everybody was involved, but it was also just his feeling. It's just his understanding of it. It was so bad. The it was horrible. It was horrible. It was funny. I got the feeling that he was just enjoying the spotlight more than he was actually up there to testify and let us know, what was going on. It was it was bad. And I said this earlier. What up, fucker? I'm sending some boiler money on Saturday. Be ready to sing. I appreciate that, Virgil. We can talk about that later too. Man, you guys wore my ass out tonight. I'm emotionally drained. I said that in the hearing so far, the media's found whatever they wanted to find. And that's true. That's true. They've literally all days of the impeachment so far, they've found what they wanted to find. They cherry picked their favorite quotes, and that has become their headlines. And then leading up to Sondland, with the four people we'd seen already, they were like, this is the big one, you guys. This is it. It's all pointing to him. So he he gave every news person out there exactly what they wanted, because he said everything. He said everything from everybody was in the loop to the president said he didn't want anything from Ukraine. that there was no quid pro quo, that the president said this, not that he heard. We had so much of the testimony so far was what I heard, and I heard this, and I heard that. No, directly from the president's mouth. I don't want anything from Ukraine. I just want Zelensky to live up to the promises he made, I believe is the phrasing. But he gave everybody everything. So tomorrow's headlines, I don't really blame the news for picking their favorites, because I mean, he threw it all out. You don't have to go very far digging to cherry pick your favorite quote, a quote that it plays to your bias, because it's all out there. Now, having said that, CNN is a bunch of dickballs. I made it 6 minutes in before I called somebody a dickball. I wonder if it will be monetized on this one. Yeah, they're a bunch of dickballs. President Trump put out a tweet where he said that he didn't really know Ambassador Sondland. He said seems like a good guy, but I don't really know him. Don't really know him. All right. Well, several of the senators that were up there, congressmen up there, obviously from the Democratic side, tried to push this notion that no, he knows you very well, right? Arguing over a tweet is what they were arguing over. A tweet, which, by the way, is not evidence of anything. A tweet written today, well, yesterday. Or was it, maybe he released it on Tuesday. I don't remember which. But arguing because Trump said he didn't know you very well. And so, like, how many times did you talk to him on the phone? And Sondland's like, maybe 20. Well, actually, he said, I don't know. And the woman questioned him, 20 or so? And he goes, yeah, that sounds about right. And CNN, this dick bag that works for him, tweeted out, Trump says he doesn't know Sondland very well. And then Sondland just said he talked to the president on the phone, or talked to the president 20 times. Yeah. He's his boss. Have you ever talked to your boss? I used to talk to my boss every day, several times a day, in fact. You know how much I know about him as a human? I mean, I know his maybe enough to say whether or not he's a good person. I could probably say that. I know he was married. Don't know what any of his hobbies were. Don't know what it was like when he was growing up as a kid. We weren't friends. He was my fucking boss. And it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that CNN pulled this, because not one, but two of their shitbag reporters did this. So you have the guys like, well, Times. What was the other one? I got to find it, because I don't want to misrepresent CNN. Lying shitbags. This one. Today, President Trump said Ambassador Sondland is not a man I know well. The ambassador just testified that he spoke to Trump and other leaders so often he can't remember individual calls. Now, did you catch all of that? To Trump and other leaders. Ambassador Sondland was actually making during that part of the questioning was that if you or I got a call from the president, we would probably remember that. He's an ambassador to the EU of all places. So it's not like he's just an ambassador to one country, to the entire EU. He talks to leaders all the time. It's not unusual for him to talk to them. But there's a but there. He's not their buddy. It's a working relationship. And in this case, when you're talking specifically about Trump, it's his boss, for fuck's sake. He's talked to him 20 times in 3 years. Yeah, that sounds like a real close relationship. You stupid shits. Yeah, but so I don't blame the news people out there that are going to pick their favorite thing because it was all over the place. You don't have to go digging for it. But this here, just here, is nonsense. This was fucking nonsense. And CNN, you know it. And this is why nobody trusts you and why nobody likes you. Because you're a bunch of lying shitbags. Ex Bubba Hotep, thank you so much. Who says, I just wanted to say this is the greatest audience. You're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong. I want to address that briefly. Last night on Lords of the Night, at the beginning of this show, I just mentioned that I had unexpected expense come up with my heater. We're gonna have to replace the boiler. And when the guy told me the price, I was like, oh fuck. And I just mentioned that. I didn't even ask you guys to help. And you guys just jumped the fuck in with both feet. And yeah, if you listen to Lords of the Night, I am audibly shook by the generosity of this fucking audience. You guys are amazing. And this, I've been saying for years, best audience on the planet. And you know what? You proved it once again. Just because you guys are awesome. I like just hanging out with you. I like just talking with you guys. That to me makes it awesome. The fact that you guys show up every night to support us. Because let's be honest, sometimes there's a slow show. And you guys come back the next night. Like, hey, we're ready. Hopefully you guys won't fuck up tonight. But you guys are always there. And then things like this happen. And yeah, I've been touched many times in my life, you know, but not like I was tonight. That was just awesome. I appreciate it from everybody. Thank you so much. Ole, 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 ole. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Maybe this will help you stop from freezing to death. Well, the bad part is when we were talking about it, I'm like, okay, how long is it going to take to replace all this? And he's like, well, I can't do it until December. I'm like, okay, December's not that far away. We have to get past the holidays. And he has a big job for, I can't say the place, but it's the only really big employer in the area. And they're a big employer. And he goes, after that, I can get to you. I'm like, okay, but how long is it going to be down? And he goes, 2 to 3 days. I'm like, 2 to 3 days. It's fucking winter. Okay, it's not winter yet, but it's coming up and it's cold and it's snowy outside. I'm like, it's fucking cold outside. And his little helper guy that was there, well, at least it's better at 45 than minus 12. I'm like, it could be minus 12 when you come do it, dick. I was nice to him. I didn't say that. This is what's the mental argument I'm having in your head. You don't want to piss off the people that are coming to fix things for you. You know what I mean? You get that asshole surcharge. Oh yeah. Joseph Biden. I haven't had a chance to watch the debate. I will do my best to watch at least a majority of it. I don't know if I'll sit through the whole thing, but Joseph fucking Biden. Cameron says, Monkey, sadly, 2 to 3 days isn't a bad time frame. No, I'm not upset with how long he said it would take. With everything he said he has to do, because he has to rip that out. He has to redo all the pipes that are coming out of it. And he has to put new safety valves in there. 2 of them, actually. Because apparently my system's so old that they didn't have to do that at the time. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Anyway, but Joseph Biden. He was already on the downtick. Nationally, Elizabeth Warren's kicking his ass. In Iowa, Pete Buttigieg just kicking his ass. I don't know how he's doing in New Hampshire or South Carolina right now. Last I knew, he was doing very well in South Carolina. I don't know that that'll be the case tomorrow. I don't think that's going to be the case tomorrow. There comes a point where you just have to realize that the crazy old man, well, he's a crazy old man. That maybe Joe needs to go rest. You know what I mean? And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, last night during the debate, Joe Biden, they were talking about domestic abuse and sexual assault and how to stop it. And while giving the answer specifically about domestic abuse, Joe Biden said, we need to punch it. And he made a punching motion. We need to punch it. We need to punch it. We need to punch out domestic abuse. He didn't say we need to give it 2 black eyes, which when I watched the clip back, I was hoping he was going to say. We need to punch it until it listens to us and makes our dinner right. God damn it. We need to punch it out. Now, I can only imagine this is something that Corn Pop taught him. That the way you to stop domestic abuse, yeah, you got to beat the fuck out of it, man. And to steal my own joke, to stop rape, you need to fuck it. You know, fuck it hard. I was really hoping he did that. You know, fuck the shit out of rape to stop it. Yeah, you gotta punch it, dude. How do you even? Okay, I can understand some gaffes. I really can, because shit happens. How do you not even realize that? Because as he said it, there was some snickering in the audience. There was a little bit of snickering. And Joe's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, oh God, Joe, you didn't even catch it. You didn't even catch it. You're talking about getting rid of domestic abuse with physical violence. Joe, I need you to listen to me, son. You've served your country. You've done your job. You got as high as you could get. You rode Obama's coattails into the White House, and you got to live there you didn't live there. You lived in the vice president's residency for 8 years, man. You got to travel the world, both as a senator and then as vice president. You made millions of dollars in money off of what you did. Your moron son has gotten very rich off of your name and what you helped him do. You've done your part, man. You need to grab Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and the two of you need to go find a nice little spot on the beach to retire. You've done your part, man. You don't need to do this. There's other people that can pick up that torch. You're an old, tired man, and you're a little bit insane. Just go sit down, man. You'll feel better. I promise. Gotta give that domestic violence a nice black eye till that bitch makes my dinner right. Well, if she can't talk, she can't report it. Problem solved. Joe Biden, 2019. That's right. We gotta break the jaw of domestic violence. Insane, dementia, maybe. No, Joe's always been a little off. Joe's always, they call him Crazy Uncle Joe for a reason. They talk about him being a gaffe machine for a reason. But in this campaign, he really seems out of it. He really does. Like, the lights are on, and somebody's home, but they're passed out drunk, and you can't wake them up. Yeah. I don't know if I thanked you for that, Expo Hotep. Thank you so much for that donation. What's this? Oh, sorry, my phone was going off. In other Biden news, Hunter Biden is apparently the father of a bastard child. And I'm not being mean there. I'm a bastard, so I can use that term. YouTube. I have a bastard card. It's okay. It'll be fine. Hunter Biden, while shacking up with the widow of his brother, had an affair. You heard me right. While shacking up with his brother's widow, he had an affair on the poor woman, and he had an affair, and it resulted in a bastard child, and he's being sued in court. He denied that the child was his originally, but he did agree to a paternity test. And apparently the test is named Hunter Biden. And yeah, I know, I feel bad for the kid too. Hunter Biden is his dad, but he's gonna grow up wealthy. He'll be taken care of. So Hunter's trailer park trash stuck in a rich man's life. You're not wrong, Big Assassin. You are not wrong. How the fuck am I a bastard? My parents weren't married. I am the product of an affair. That's how. I'm literally a bastard. But that's not all that happened with old Hunter today. It was reported that a week ago, I don't know why this prosecutor has so much influence, whether this is like their version of an attorney general or what, but the new prosecutor over there in Ukraine looked into the Burisma stuff a little bit more and has charged the CEO of Burisma with money laundering of billions of dollars, and that there's no charge here right now, but said that a lot of that money went to Hunter Biden. I don't know whether to believe this or not. The Prospero, thank you so much for dropping the link. That's to the Streamlabs guys. Yeah, if you'd like to support the channel, that's the easiest way to do it. Or you can drop a super chat there, or you can share and like the stream, or just listen and hang out. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Now, there's no, as far as I know, there's no direct implication of a crime here for Hunter, but it's not a good look. It's not a very good look. And I don't know how they do their courts over there, whether they have like a plea system, whether this guy can sing like a canary and end up with a lesser sentence kind of thing. But I just don't think Hunter had a good day. First, there was the Burisma thing. Then there was the new kid. Then his dad is having a mental breakdown talking about punching domestic violence. Joe, punching domestic violence? You got to punch it out? Yeah, for fuck's sake. You couldn't come up with, like, got to karate chop it or anything else. It had to be a punch, right? God damn. How do you make that mistake, man? I only saw brief headlines on the rest of the debate because I went straight from Lords of the Night into the game stream into this. So I haven't really got to cover a lot of that. So we're going to learn together tonight, you guys. We're going to learn together. I am absolutely sure one of my favorite news sources, whichever it is, will give me a breakdown of this shit at the see, at critical moment, Democrats tackle range of issues. Dun, dun, dun. Here, let's do this one instead. Winners and losers debate. This is from Aaron Blake over at the Washington Post. Oh, I know him. I've seen him. He's got a smug picture. It's a smug picture. I don't like his picture. And that might be dickish. And it's one of those ones where if you blow it up, it looks a little different. But the tiny picture that they put with the article just looks dickish. Anyway, thank you so much. Hey, Joe is innocent. That domestic violence walked into that doorknob. Hey, it fell down the stairs, Terry. Get it right. That domestic violence is always falling down the stairs and walking into doors and not making dinner right. Anyway, he's made it okay to joke about domestic violence. Thank you, Joe. What's going on? Yo, Monkey, before I go to bed, did you see CNN changing the headline live during the impeachment hearing when they got called out? No, what was the change? What was the change there, bud? Look, it is not unlike CNN to do that. They have been caught doing that many a time. Many times. I'm just not sure which one they did this time. When I was watching the debates, the hearings, I don't generally have anything else going on. I mean, I might play a video game or something, but I'm not reading or anything because I have trouble reading while I'm listening to something. It never works out. Even music, I have to turn off music. Do you have a Discord or email? I will send you the video. Yeah, my email is monkey@therantingmonkey.com. I know this is a hard one to remember. monkey@therantingmonkey.com. I have Discord, but I don't even know my login for it anymore, bud. Every time I go to log into it, I just get frustrated because I can't remember the shit. And then I'm like, fuck it. I don't even care anyway. I think I've been on there once in like the last 6 months. But yeah, I'd be happy to take a look at it. Or Washington Post changing headlines. Yeah, Prosperity, you're not wrong about that either. It's amazing how often they do that shit. Or like that, the FP article we saw yesterday where they just made the article go away instead of fixing it. The press is, it's almost like they're dirty little fuckers. It's almost like they're dirty little fuckers. And I think they're dirty little fuckers is the truth. But yeah, while I'm waiting for that to come through from AP, let's check out the winners and losers according to this smug motherfucker. Miles Kinslow, thank you so much. Hey, Monkey, he dated his brother's widow. Seems inappropriate. Well, all right, before we get to the debate, let's talk about Hunter, because I could never date somebody my brother dated. My older brother died when I was 17. When he was 17, sorry, I was 14. And I may have had the chance to partake of some of his leftovers, but even when he was alive, like, I can't. My brother fucked that. After he died, he was actually engaged when he died. And the girl that he was engaged to, me and her became very, very close. Very, very close. She has never seen my dick, not once, ever. But if things went a little different, I could see, ending up with it. And this is just as kids. When you move engaged at 17, what's wrong with that? Anybody want to tell Mr. Scott? Anybody want to fill him in? You move that up to even when you're older and you've been through more, and your brother actually married somebody, and you're going through this this cancer together, I can see them growing close enough where things could turn into a romantic relationship. I think it's fucking weird. I think you have to go, man. You know what my brother's dick tastes like. This isn't right. You know? I know. I know people who have no problem with it at all, though. Monkey was engaged at birth. Damn near, man. Damn near. All right, let's see if that article has come through. I think it got sent to my spam. Let me see my spam, please. It's my spam. Why can't I see it? Son of a bitch. It's like they don't want me to look. Oh, no, I don't have anything. Did it come through as social? This is what I get for using Gmail. I'll keep an eye on it. It hasn't come through yet. All right. Well, with that, while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and move on to winners and losers from Aaron Blake, this really pompous looking bastard. Here we go. Where should I leave this giant engagement ring? Probably with somebody you want to marry. It's a video. It is 60 megabytes, so it might take me. Oh, cool. Okay, man. I'll keep an eye out. I ate spam until the second heart attack. Yeah, don't have spam, man. It's bad for you. It's salt. It's salted pig cum, I'm pretty sure. Just in solidified form. Let's see. According to this dude, winners, Pete Buttigieg. Pete has been good in the debates. No, he hasn't. Stop it. No, he hasn't. He's been actually kind of blah in the debates. He's been one of those whiners who's like, why can't we all just get along? He's been soft on policy. He doesn't have a policy that he's willing to stick his neck out for. Now, he has been, critical of other people, which is kind of good in the debates, but even then he's been that pussy that he's, what, we need to get along. We're the Democrats. We can't tear each other down, man. Can't tear each other down. Ranting Monkey, hey buddy, I just want to take a moment to tell you how much I appreciate you. You're such a genuine person, no bullshit, no angle, just a funny simian with an internet connection. I appreciate that. I really do. I don't know who else to be, man. This is I was born this way, literally. Well, probably not this way. That would have hurt my mom a lot, but you know what I mean. Buttigieg has been good in the debates. No, he hasn't. And now he's got real momentum in the first contest in Iowa, where Des Moines Register's CNN poll showed him up 9 points last week. Actually, well, how do you mean up 9 points? Well, yeah, 9 points over his closest rival, but he jumped 16 points. Jumped 16 points in 2 months. The question's been how he would handle the newfound pressure and answer questions about whether a young small-town mayor has the gravitas to win the presidency. Quote, we need somebody who can go toe-to-toe, who actually comes from the kinds of communities that President Trump has been appealing to, he said, adding, I know that from the perspective of Washington, what goes on in my city might look small, but frankly, where we live, the infighting on Capitol Hill is what looks small. Oh, did you see what he did there? You guys are petty dickheads. On a night he seemed likely to be the target of many rivals, his most tense back and forth was with Tulsi Gabbard. That's about the best he could have hoped for, given her limited constituency in the Democratic Party. Oh, okay. Hang on, homie. Hang on. Back it up. Back it up. Pull that wagon back into the station. Tulsi Gabbard has already knocked out one of your front runners. Knocked that bitch out so bad that she's still mad about it and was apparently bitching about it in this debate. Sinatra, I think, is the one who told us about that. I still haven't seen that part, and I hope to. Excuse me. So sorry, guys. So sorry. Do not underestimate Tulsi Gabbard. She's not going to win, but she so far showed that she can be a spoiler, you dumbass. So we'll see. We'll see. You have the Washington Post declaring that he's there. I got to say this. I really do. I really got to throw this out there. I feel like Buttigieg is being pushed by the press to replace Bernie. And we've seen this before. We saw it with Kamala. As soon as Kamala started to look a little dull, let me back that up. They immediately went to Biden and left Tulsi, or left Harris sitting there. Before that, they'd been talking her up huge. But then she has her decent debate performance where she yelled at Joe Biden over school busing, and she had the momentum, and they were talking her up again. And then Tulsi bitch slapped her. Bitch slapped the what Joe might say domestic violence to her. Right there on the stage in front of everybody. And the press was like, oh, nope, we meant Biden. Our bad. But now Biden's looking like he's crumbling. And not in the polls. He's actually not fallen that far in the polls. But it looks like they're looking for a replacement for him. And suddenly Mayor Pete has become the big press push. Now, Mayor Pete has a lot of problems. And one of the ones that I think they're not putting enough emphasis on or trying to figure out, and that is a lot of people are homophobic. They just are. And you have white people. There's tons of white people who are. Don't get me wrong. There's a ton who bend over backwards to kiss the ass of any homosexual they see to prove they're not homophobic, showing that they actually are and are afraid you might find out. But you have the ones who actually are. Then you have a lot of black people who are homophobic. A lot. You have a lot of Hispanics that are homophobic. Now, the only one I'm not sure of is, are Asians homophobic? I don't know. I've never heard an Asian talk about gay people, so I'm not sure. But I've lived in black communities. I'm telling you, this is a mistake, Democrats. This ain't hiring a black guy for the job. This is hiring a gay man for the job. And while I don't think that's a problem, you really should look at your constituency, because I think you're going to find out that they are more homophobic than you think. I'm not homophobic. I just can't stand obnoxious liberals. And unfortunately, the gay community has more of those than most groups. You're not wrong there, Paul. AP, you are not wrong. By the way, if you'd like to come on, let me know. As always, you have a standing invitation, my friend. Nope says, what do you think about Bloomberg or Michelle Obama as far as chances against Trump? No chance in hell for either. Well, you know what? Michelle Obama could beat Trump. I really think he could. Oh, Polly, I didn't see it, but let me know if you want the link too. I didn't send any out today. I was tired, man. I just started the fucking show. I'm like, if people want on, they can come on and fucking tell me. No, it wasn't like that. I was like, I'm tired. If I see him, I'll offer. And I know it doesn't seem like much, you guys, but it was just trying to get this fucking thing started. There are people who bend over backwards. That seems an extreme way to show you aren't homophobic. Well, I suppose they in bend over forward. Is Jack here? Is Jack around? I'm happy to have Jack on. Thank you. Nope. Ranting Monkey has lived in black areas. Yeah, I have. Majority black cities. I've lived in one. And I was an extreme minority. You know what was funny though? I never felt out of place there. Every so often you'd run into somebody who was like racist against white people because it happens. But as far as the kids were, we were all just kids playing, having a good time. And maybe it was the age. Maybe if I'd been older, I would have run into, but we were just all, maybe once in a while you'd hear a white boy joke, but otherwise, I mean, it was just growing up. It was, I mean, Jack is shy. He never asks himself and always gives. That is actually true. All right, look, I'm going to send Jack an invitation because not because you told me to, but because I love Jack. If he wants to take it, of course he can take it. Now, you other people have to tell me if you want it. That's my new rule. I'm in a mood, guys. I'm so tired, and I really should be in bed. See, told you. Your fault. Okay. Anyway, so Mayor Pete, he has a gay problem. It's not that he's overtly gay. He's not. He's actually, I wish there were more gay people like him on television, because I think that is, I don't know how many times I can say this part, but I hate how gay people are portrayed on television, because it's always flamboyantly gay. It's never just a guy who happens to be gay like Mayor Pete is. I mean, what was he a Marine or in the Army? I can't remember which. The dude, you see him decked out in his, you'd never go, that's a gay dude. Like, no, that's a dude. He just happens to be gay. However, you can't get around him being gay, especially when it's something he started to use on the campaign trail. He gave this speech the other day where he wasn't sure. You're looking at a man who wasn't sure that he'd be allowed to serve or that he'd be allowed to love. But here I am, a veteran and married. Oh, fuck off. As you remind people of this, there's certain demographics that's going to hurt you in that you're not thinking about. I'm just throwing that out there. Throwing it out there. I have no problem with him being gay. My problem is he needs more than that to run on. Yeah, exactly. For me also, I know a lot of people say, oh, everything changed because Trump, he changed everything. We normally only hire senators and governors to be president. That's the majority of them, guys. And there's a reason for that. We tend to want to see that they can win a state race, and we tend to hold those positions in higher esteem. He's the mayor of South Bend, which, by the way, I still think that the gay mayor of South Bend, that's just funny. Yar, hey, nice to see you again. I think it's time to make the monkey cry again. I don't know if I have it in me, man. Physically, I'm not all that tired. It's I'm just drained. You guys know what that feeling's like? But yeah, everything's changed. It really, really hasn't. It really hasn't. Yeah, Trump is a special case. Trump is a man who's been around in the public eye since the 80s, who's been a major figure, somebody who's talked about quite often, and who went on to have a hit television show that people enjoyed watching and liked watching him be a dick on the show. You know what I mean? So you have this, he's a completely separate case, one that you can't quite quantify. They can try to put Pete up there, and Pete could win. Weirder things have happened. Donald Trump. But I just don't see it happening. Yeah, the gay mayor of South Bend. As soon as that was announced that the gay candidate had won in South Bend, Indiana, I was like, oh, come on, somebody's got to make the joke. I mean, it's South Bend. Never mind. Okay, so Mayor Pete is the big winner according to them. Next up, Amy Klobuchar. She's shown perhaps less momentum in Iowa, but she's rising slightly. She repeatedly and effectively argued that she has won in a swing state, including in red areas. And her sometimes corny jokes finally seemed to land. And in a key moment, she turned what could have been a dicey question about her suggestion that a woman with Buttigieg's experience wouldn't make the debate stage into a crowd-pleasing response about a female president. She said Buttigieg was qualified, but that, quote, women are held to a higher standard. Otherwise, we could play a game called Name Your Favorite Woman President. Then she brought down the house with this, quote, if you think a woman can't beat Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi does it every single day. Ha, 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 ha. She was a top search candidate on Google at the end of the night. I talked about this a little bit on Lords of the Night. In the poll that showed Pete Buttigieg was the leader in Iowa with 25%, it also showed Amy Klobuchar as the number 5 candidate. It went Buttigieg and then the other 3, Biden, Warren, and Bernie. I don't remember the exact order. They're all within like a point of each other. And then next was Klobuchar. Now, Amy, you should call it. You really should. You don't really have a chance. But she is doing well in Iowa. For her, an unknown with the only thing really going for her is her being able to, I'm a woman, I got a pussy, look. This is a woman whose campaign started by her staff running to the press to tell them what a cunt she is, what an absolute bitch she is, and how horrible it is to work for her. So she's doing well in Iowa. She spent a lot of time there. She's doing the ground game thing, but she's way too far behind. And simply being a woman doesn't cut it anymore. Hillary already gave you that chance. How you doing, Polly?
I'm doing all right.
Watch the debate?
Fuck no.
Me neither.
I'm going to watch it later, though.
What's that?
I'm going to watch it later, though. I might have time tomorrow to watch it. Because I want to watch it from beginning to end. I don't want to just see it in, half-ass clips here and there.
I'll watch it. I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing. Because, I mean, I do want, but see, there were supposedly some really good moments in this one, so I at least want to catch those. And I don't want some news fucker telling me what the good moments were, So
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
I'll probably end up watching the whole thing, but I do like doing winners and losers, and so that's what we're doing right now.
So how are you determining the winners and the losers?
I'm reading the Washington Post article.
Oh.
So for the first one they named was Pete Buttigieg was a winner. Amy Klobuchar was a winner. You know what the number? Take a guess at who number 3 is for a winner.
Bernie.
Nope. Marijuana.
Oh, Jesus.
Marijuana was the number 3 winner.
Governor Marijuana did very well, did they?
Apparently. It took most of the debate, but Senator Cory Booker ultimately seized upon an issue that was there for the taking: marijuana legalization. Former Vice President Joe Biden said recently that he wasn't ready for it because marijuana might be a gateway drug. Booker responded, "I thought you might have been high when you said it." All right. Fair play. Fair play. So yeah, you know what? I want to talk about Booker for just a minute. Jack, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How you guys doing?
Man, I've had an up and down day, but it's finishing on a good note. I had this is my 3rd decent stream in a row, and my 2nd one where I have 2 awesome people to talk to.
Yay. Oh, Low Ruz Boy says Klobuchar was trembling like a leaf. I'm going to be watching for that. Like, really? Did you hear that, Monkey?
I haven't, no.
I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen any clips. I've heard people mention this or that, but
the only thing I've seen, because I did go see it, because I had to see it for myself, was the Joe moment.
Did he sniff someone's hair?
No, it was worse than that. Polly, do you know what I'm talking about?
is this the punching thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're talking about, okay, Jax, they're talking about how to stop domestic violence.
Yes.
And Joe said we need to punch it out.
Did you see Jordan's little meme about that?
I did not.
Oh my God, I retweeted it. It's fucking outstanding. It shows a woman up huddling in the corner and it says domestic violence, and then there's a fist in the foreground and it says Joe Biden on it.
Nice. No, that's the only, because I was like, that can't be fucking real. we at the end of our show, near the end, Undoomed had tweeted out about it, that had just happened, and I was like, no fucking way. It's not that I don't trust Undoomed, but
what are the odds that somebody would say that? I get you.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is literally the only part I've actually watched. So our winners so far was Buttigieg, Klobuchar, marijuana. And I want to talk about that because they mentioned Cory Booker there. I was reading the polls, you guys, from Iowa, the Iowa polls, not national. This is the one that made the news because Pete Buttigieg jumped to the front. He went from 9 points to 25 points in the poll. The clear leader. In that same poll, when they do that poll, what they do is they ask the likely voters to rate the number 1 candidate and then their number 2 candidate. And then they ask them, who would you still be comfortable voting for? And it's weird what happens in that part of the poll. Because the other ones, it's what we expect. It's what we've heard in the news. Do you know who's got some of the best numbers and who you would be okay voting for? Cory Booker. He's got some of the highest polls for who you'd be okay voting for, but some of the lowest polls for who would you vote for.
So let me get this straight. Cory Booker's everyone's I'd settle for that candidate?
Well, not exactly, because remember, they're picking 1 and 2. So he's like their number 3.
He's their bronze medal.
He is. Yeah, who they'd settle for is a good way to put it, but to me, that would also be number 2. He's like, if we had to have him, I'd be okay.
So Cory Booker's the fat chick that's drunk and still left at the end of the party. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Cory Booker, the Duff grenade of the party.
I was just like, fuck, man, that's gotta hurt. That poll has to fuck his campaign up. Like, how can we be
Does it though? Like, I mean, at this point, I think it's, excuse me, him and his campaign, they've got to be talking vice presidency, cabinet position, like, positivity, right? Like, why would you not drop with, how much money it's costing and so on, and conceivable predictions of how much money it's going to cost in the next little while to keep going? And what are you polling like? What are your chances on winning? So now they're talking cabinet position and potential second on the ticket. I would think. I don't know.
Perhaps, but if that's what you're talking, don't you drop out? Last we saw, he had like 3 million left in the bank, which he can run on for a little while. He can't have a very.
You look like you're in it to the end, and then you start making negotiations. Remember Clinton and Obama?
Sure.
When they were fighting it out, and it's like Hillary Clinton drops out with a behind the scenes agreement that I will get the top position that isn't your vice presidency. In other words, Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what she got. So you're in a bad bargaining position when the stage is still absolutely full of people. Why would you drop out? Wait for other people to drop out, especially your Harrises and your Buttigiegs, and then you're in a much stronger bargaining position. Not only will I drop out, but I will throw the support I have over to your direction by supporting you, if that kind of thing.
Well, I said it wrong. If I remember correctly, his money was 4.6 million. It was Beto who only had 3, which he burned through quicker than he burns through his wife's money.
That magic dirt's not cheap.
It's not cheap at all. Caramon says I'd pocket that 3 million bounce. They don't get to keep the money. They have to either donate it to a charity or donate it to the national or one of the it's either the national or Senate committee or House committee, I believe, is what they have to do it to. No, I don't know. I think if I was on his campaign, I would be looking at that and going, "You're obviously likable enough.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we make you likable?"
Because he's got crazy eyes.
Yeah, that could be it.
Crazy eyes and meth expressions, like the hands, they're flying everywhere. He's talking, he's loud, he's big.
If you took him out of a suit and put him into some like Kmart jeans and a t-shirt, he'd look like a homeless person.
Yep.
But Buttigieg looks like a bobblehead of a ferret that fucked Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. Well, all I'm saying is most of these campaigns, if I was working on them, I'd be planning on what office supplies I can steal.
No shit. Frank, thank you so much. He says, I got here a half hour late, but I'm disappointed no one has been trying to make you cry yet. I can't drop much, but here's a little. Thank you so very much. That is very kind of you. And I got no more tears, you guys. I got no more tears. I don't mean that. I probably do, but don't make me cry again.
I'm just glad I caught the early part of the stream and got to hear Monkey say, I've been touched many times in my life, but I was never touched like I was last night.
That's
wow.
True, though.
But out of context, that's pretty awesome.
Out of context, it's
was that a Me Too moment? Did you go to a Biden rally?
They Me Too'd me last night, you guys. And it was the best moment of my streaming life. No, these guys were very generous to me last night. I got a large expense out of nowhere, and these guys, they just came in and did what my audience does, man.
He's going to punch you right in the feels when it counts, and you didn't even ask for it. That's why they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, awesome. And they just stepped right up. You guys are amazing. I fucking love this audience. I would Me Too every one of you.
I'd Biden every one of you.
I'd Biden every one of you.
I'd sniff you on camera. I'd let you know I meant it.
Unless Zoe Quinn's in the audience, then she's going to make you sad.
That's true. She's the new Clinton. The next winner in the debate, the wealthy. That's weird. For a Democratic debate, the wealthy are a winner?
Because everyone backed off of what?
Don't look now, but the wealthy are suddenly getting a little bit of defense on that debate stage. The first big confrontation came when Booker differed with Senator Warren on her 2% wealth tax on the top 1% or 1/10 of 1% of income. Booker said he sympathized with the goal of creating more revenue and a fairer tax code, but quote, the tax the way you're putting it forward, I'm sorry, it's cumbersome. It's been tried by other nations. It's hard to evaluate. Fair enough.
It's not really hard to evaluate. It's go ahead and try and fucking enforce it. Doesn't anybody remember the Panama Papers? All the scumbag Hollywood people are talk constantly about their limousine liberalism and champagne socialism. And where the fuck were they all hiding their money? All over the fucking world in tax fucking shelters because they don't want to get taxed on it. What do you think's going to happen? How many billionaires are there to go around Elizabeth Warren? Be realistic for 5 fucking seconds. Or news entertainers. Pretend you're a journalist for 5 seconds and inquire after that. How many billionaires are there in the world? How many of them reside in America, thus are taxable? How many of them don't have the means to leave immediately as soon as your bullshit tax scams come down the pipe? Oh, right. They all have the means to leave because they're fucking billionaires. Do you think any of them are going to stay? Take a look at it on a microcosm level. Look what happened in Maryland when they attempted that. A huge wealth tax. What happened? They had a capital exodus from Maryland. Yeah, they all fucking left. Why wouldn't they? They went to Delaware.
No, these, sir, are hate facts. The wealthy want to part with their money to help out the plebeians.
It's patriotic.
Think about how ridiculous that sounds. That's the perfect way to say it. The wealthy want to part with their money. I mean, it's stupid on the face of it. And why doesn't Anderson Cooper, who was born a fucking millionaire, I might add, ask that fucking question? He's in a perfect position to be able to explain why it makes no sense. My mom, the super famous fashion designer, would have fucking left America if it was looking like half her money was going to go walking out the door.
That's a violation of the narrative. We're going to have to go ahead and scrub that.
And I'm not only not sad, I'm excited. And my bed sheets are tissue terrible. They will just rip.
So are Epstein's. They bring their own with them now. The 3 spirits that will visit you before you die. That's what I'm talking about. Not hitmen.
Ebony, thank you so much. Who says, way to ranting monkey that moment in the only way you can, ranting monkey. Me tooing your super generous audience. I do what I do. I am who I am, Ebony. I was just born this way. Next up on our list is the delayed clapback. I don't want to ruin any part of the debate for you, Polly, but this is in regard to Harris and Gabbard and their exchange tonight.
See, the one thing I did here is that Harris wasn't taking no prisoners tonight. That's what I heard from someone who's a huge fan of Harris. So I'm curious.
Yeah. Harris is one of those she's turning into Gabbard. She has nothing to lose.
Okay.
And the difference is Harris thought she was going to win. That's the difference between her and Tulsi. Tulsi, she knew she was never going to win this. She can look at the polls and see she's never going to win this. So she's a spoiler in there. Harris, do you remember when Harris announced the fanfare?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely
remember. Press coverage. She was the second coming of the Messiah. And then Joe Biden came in and they went, Harris? Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, and for some reason decided to forget about Elizabeth Warren's, stealing of native valor and so forth for so long. Yeah. Pretend that none of that embarrassing crap happened. And they, I mean, seriously, the fawning over Elizabeth Warren and the screen time that they've given her and the positive spin, it dwarfs what they ever gave to Warren. But no, I do remember when Warren was Harris was the darling of the media. Absolutely. Yeah, because she was in there early,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she also had the moment in the first debate where, for some reason, she went after Joe Biden over busing.
Remember that? Yeah.
And that got her a lot of attention, and that got her a lot of a big increase in the polls, and so she could taste it, man. And then it went away.
That poll.
She could, and then Tulsi Gabbard bitch slapped that pole right out of her mouth.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was a. I'm sure there was a moment where she was thinking, "I'm so glad that I was the mistress of that mare that was twice my age."
Right. I'm glad I sucked that old dick.
Yep. Fresh out of law school was a great idea.
So she's even more dangerous than Gabbard is, because Gabbard, she's just a spoiler. She never had a chance. But Harris, she's angry.
Well, when you said she's got like nothing to lose, or like, yeah, she's in a real desperate spot right now. Why the hell not?
Yep.
Why not go after your detractors with both barrels? I mean, yeah, of course, she's running out of money and consolidating her campaign. All the signs of death throes. You know what I mean? So yeah, fuck it. Why not?
But the truth is, she did this to herself. Tulsi didn't do this to her. Tulsi took a big swipe at her. Don't get me wrong. She slapped her pretty hard. But you remember what happened in the next debate? The next debate, she spent the whole time talking about President Trump. Every time a subject would go, hey, we need to talk about fighting president. She did that like actually 3 times to different questions. Hey guys, we need to be talking about President Trump. And like,
but that's like the late night comedian. You know, what are we going to joke about? Trump, like, because just it's not like it was a bad idea.
Well, it was a bad idea because everybody else is up there talking about their ideas, and all she's going is, we need to talk about beating Trump. Like, okay, yeah, that's fine, but what's your idea to do so?
I don't know. Elizabeth Warren she had no specifics on any of her ideas for ever in a day. All she talked about was general positivity, and it worked out very well for her.
But she was okay. No, hang on, back that up a second. She had no specifics, but she was still throwing out her plans daily for how she was going to give everybody money.
But that's what I'm saying. Nothing but positivity. Is like free this, free that. You know,
yeah.
And no specifics.
But Harris wasn't even doing that. She wasn't giving any ideas. Just, we need to attack Trump instead of each other. We need to attack Trump instead of each other. We need, like, that's not a plan. That's a wish, dummy. And she has this national stage to give her ideas, even if they're Warren level pie in the sky bullshit. She didn't even do that. She just tried to come out there and pretend that, look, I'm the candidate that can stand up to Trump, without telling us a single fucking reason why we should listen to her. After she's already been bitch slapped nationally, she's done nothing to help herself. Nothing, not a fucking thing. And she did stand there looking mad. She did that a couple of times. And she did tell us once that there was a Republican talking point.
Well, yeah, I remember that. Well, certain people have a certain gravitas about them, like just a certain commanding presence, and or whatever you want to call it. It's that certain charisma. Remember Trump with the no,
yes,
no,
yeah,
no. That's all he was saying when Hillary was talking, and it somehow explained away what she was saying. That simple 2-letter word, just because he's saying it with such assuredness. You know what I mean? What you're saying is, no, that's wrong.
Right. Wrong.
And
wrong.
Tulsi Gabbard has that sort of military bearing. She has that commanding presence. And when she spoke that's why it was such a slap. Like if Cory Booker had said it with his googly eyes and flaily hands, it wouldn't have had nearly the impact as it did from Tulsi. It's too bad she's not doing better, and too bad she's a filthy gun grabber. Otherwise, Tulsi would be just fucking awesome.
I think she's going to shine in 2024.
She's more than young enough, and I agree completely. I think she and her team are thinking about the future. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This is a setup for that run.
The other thing is you're right about Tulsi, but also when they do the face to face or the side by side of their faces as Tulsi's doing that, Harris's face, the daggers, the just absolute hatred that comes over her.
Yeah. I think those, like, while she's writing and shaking her head, those head shakes are involuntary. She's just like, you fucking bitch, you miserable bitch. And I imagine that she's just drawing pictures of Tulsi with little daggers in her head and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't writing no words.
Naughtiest, thank you so much. Who says not even 1,024th of her could stand up to Trump. Talking about Warren, I'm assuming. Yes, indeed. The Democrats have a problem going into 2020 here. They really do. Losers, speaking of which, one of their problems, Joe Biden, the number one loser. His shaky debate performances haven't really cost him thus far, but that doesn't really change the fact that they're almost unfailingly shaky. He even stumbled. What's that?
I was just saying, the smart money's still on Joe. Fuck these people writing this stuff. Like, you're so far out of touch with the people you're writing to. It's Joe Biden. The smart money's still on Joe. I don't like him either, but that's not the point. The point is that whatever effect he's had, whatever bloodshot eyes he's had, gaffes he's had, talking about beating up fucking domestic violence, it doesn't affect his poll numbers. It's, you guys have to understand that, you know, it's general image when it comes to him, or whatever you want to call it. Smart money's still on him.
The smart money might be on him, but my money, which is not that intelligent, is on Vermin Supreme. He's probably getting my vote this year. I might vote for Trump just for comedy value, just to watch the meltdowns. But no, I think Joe is one of those people that just kind of bungles around. He's a Mr. Magoo, you know?
Yeah.
He says and does really dumb shit, and somehow, magically, as if he has a good luck talisman, comes out on top.
Yeah.
Argius asked, did Biden really say beat up domestic violence? No, he said punch out domestic violence.
Just like she burned your dinner. Punch the fuck out.
Punch it out. Yeah. Don't make me tell you twice. Which actually, I believe he said it twice.
Isn't it ageist to say that he is shaky?
Yes. I would say so.
He's a cis white male. It's fine.
Polly, I agree with you. Smart money is still on him, but I think that is moving. The only reason I still agree with that is his name.
Sure. Yeah. Huge part of it. The Obama legacy.
Yeah.
Just a known quantity pays for a lot. Like, if
it does,
if it really is the idea of, like, governors and senators, as you were talking about previously, tends to be the pedigree of people who successfully get the presidency. There's aberrations, but it tends to be those people. I think it's not entirely the trustworthiness of them. It also has to do with other facts. Like, functionally, it ends up being them. That tends to be the pedigree. Yes. But it's also, but there's several things that go into that. Their connections in the party. You have a hell of a lot more money behind you and powerful connections behind you to promote you and to run your campaign, et cetera, et cetera. If you're a governor and a senator rather than a small town mayor, I mean, that plays into that a lot more. It's not just the voting public looking and saying, well, you're a senator, that's better than a mayor, and thus they voted for you.
Sure.
But that is part of it. That is a big part of it. And
well, I think a lot of that part of it is, like, even unconscious or subconscious.
Yeah. It's just not the entirety of the thing. You know what I mean? It's like, why can't the Castros, well, the one Castro and this, you know, him and his brother, why can't they hit the ground running faster? Well, small time mayors, you know, it's you know, but I mean, if it wasn't the media focusing in on the guy, and it's, I'm not going to promote the fact I'm gay. Well, you don't have to, do you? Because everyone else is doing it for you.
Even that motherfucker's doing it. Oh God. But real quick, Emery, thank you. Biden looked ill last night and confused. And that is where my question mark comes in with Biden. And it's what me and Jack talked about that one time where you thought we were being mean to Biden, Polly. I am wondering how long the party.
I thought you were being mean to Biden.
You did.
Okay.
Because we were saying he looks old and tired, and we weren't being mean about it. We were saying, no, he really looks old and tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder how long the party money keeps overlooking his gaffes. Because this isn't like when he's vice president or a senator, and, you know, that ends up on page 2 or page 6. This is the presumptive nominee. at this point.
Remember them physically carrying Hillary. Remember her.
Indeed. Yeah. No, I get that.
Vomiting mucus back into a water glass on stage during a debate. The money stayed with her. That was so fucking vile.
But this is after she's already got the nomination. Nobody really ran against her. So that was in the general. This is where they still have a chance to go, okay, maybe we don't back that poor, sad, almost dead horse over there.
Yeah, things are just ramping up. So if he does have medical issues, they're really going to start presenting themselves.
Just on a quick little side note,
Sure.
I agree with Ebony Williams. We need an official pronunciation of Mayor Pete's name. You know what I want to do? I want to go. They've got to be somewhere where it's like, this is, Buttigieg, and I support this and I endorse this message. I want to hear him pronounce his own fucking name. Doesn't it have to be on all of his fucking political ads saying that he endorses this message?
Yes.
I'll give you an official pronunciation of his name.
Oh, God.
Pete.
You're gay welcome. Mayor of South Bend.
I'm not calling. I'm glad he didn't go with Pete. Like Jeb went with Jeb with an exclamation mark. Can you imagine if that was
Oh, you haven't seen his signs lately?
No, I haven't. What do they say?
Pete.
He's tired of the booty judge, is he?
He's got shirts that say Pete.
President Pete, how's it going today?
Yeah, you're not getting elected when we can't pronounce your name, son. Sorry. Barack Obama might have been funny to spell, but we could say it. Nobody knows how to say your last name, dipshit. Anyway.
See, Terry Diamontis, who's kind of a shit poster and a jokester, says his Twitter bio says butt edge. I've got a hard time believing you, Terry. I got a hard time, man.
All right, we got a couple more losers to get through. Next up, the just beat Trump ethos. Ooh. On a day in which the president's Ukraine scandal took a serious turn, thanks to U.S. Ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland's implicating top Trump administration, whatever. The debate actually included plenty of talk about how the party needs to not focus on Trump so much. You think? I've been telling you you fucking assholes for the last 6 months to stop that. You got to beat each other first. This is the first time I have seen this in my life where during the primary, usually they talk about it now and then, but where that has been so much of the focus. So much of the focus. In those polls I was telling you about, the ones that I read from the Iowa thing, it's something like 60% of the people who did the poll said they were picking their candidate based on thinking they could beat Trump rather than thinking that they had the right policies. Isn't that fucking scary? Now, I'll take it's literally anybody but Trump. We've been hearing that refrain about politicians for a long time, but it's literally that right now. Are you insane? That's how you end up with Nixon.
That's how you end up with Hitler. What are you talking about?
You want to end up with Nixon? That's how you end up with Nixon.
Actually, that's how you end up with Carter, to be honest with you.
Wow, Terry Diamontis wasn't lying. I mean, yeah, he just said that it's running for president of the United States, Afghan vet, musician, businessman, husband to Chasten, and South Bend's Mayor Pete. He/him. Boot edge.
Boot at edge?
Boot at edge. Boot at edge.
Boot at edge.
Jesus Christ, that's like a Sally sells seashells type shit.
Yeah, I'm never getting that right. His name's Pete.
His name's Pete. Okay, next up is Tulsi Gabbard. And it's actually their final one because she attacked Clinton and the Democratic Party.
Whoop-de-fucking-do. Hey, did you see her gray streak is back?
I did.
Oh, it's hot.
It is. There's a roguiness to it.
Yeah. I got some power she can touch.
But there you go, guys. Winners and losers from tonight's debate. Like I said, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak real intelligently on what happened individually. But that's what the Washington Post tells us are the winners and losers from last night. Thank you, Naughtius, who says his name's Butt
Giggity.
Giggity. Butt Giggity. That's what he should name. Change your name to Smith, motherfucker, so I can say it. I wouldn't vote for you based on your name. How do you like that? No, it's not who I am, but I do have trouble thinking that Americans would vote for somebody that they can't pronounce their name. Because that's who we are.
I remember when Snoop Dogg put out on Instagram a list of reasons he wouldn't vote for Mitt Romney. He had on there twice, this motherfucker's name is Mitt. It's like, Snoop, shut up, man.
Well, I mean, dude's name is Mitt.
I don't take stuff like that from a guy named Snoop Dogg.
Right.
Yeah. Listen up, Calvin. I'm not taking anything you say too seriously, okay?
I don't do this very often, but I'm going to give Eric Swalwell a little bit of credit tonight.
Do tell.
What's his name? Ted Cruz tweeted at Eric Swalwell the picture of Steve Martin from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels where he pees his pants.
Mm-hmm.
And he captioned it something to the effect of undercover footage of Pete Buttigieg, of Eric Swalwell on CNN or MSNBC, whatever it was.
MSNBC, yeah.
Yeah. And Swalwell fired back. Well played. At least this time you didn't send out porn.
Right.
I was like, oh, well played. Well played. So well done, Eric. You finally got something right in your life.
Well, I would respond with porn.
So would I. I'd have sent him porn, but he's a senator, so he can't do that.
Oh, please. Those are their fucking those are their super mild, saucy fucking social media managers who were arguing that shit back and forth. That wasn't them.
Still would have sent porn.
Yeah, see if they actually had a spicy social media manager, you want to hit up Ted Cruz, crack some joke about the Zodiac killer. Go hard.
Yeah, have the drawing of the Zodiac killer look like he's banging someone. Go all out.
Well, I wouldn't go. Well, that's just weird.
Nope, go big or go home.
There you go. I did finally.
Weird.
Hang on. Sorry, AP was on here earlier, and he sent me a video.
I went and found that clip elsewhere of them changing the Chiron live.
Oh, yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
So it had said Sondland. Well, God damn it. It just changed on me. Sondland said, yes, there was quid pro quo in Ukraine scandal. And they changed it to Sondland, I pressured Ukraine at express direction of Trump.
Yep.
Yeah, those are two different things. And they did it right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you see it wipe off and then the new one comes on.
Did you guys see anything about the hearing this morning?
Yes.
I didn't watch the late one, guys. I took a break from the impeachment hearings because, one, I didn't care about the next. Sondland was the smoking gun for what it was. So I didn't watch that, but I did watch quite a bit of the first one. And holy shit, what a shit show.
Yeah,
There was, I said this earlier, guys. I don't blame the press this time for picking whatever clip suits their narrative because he gave them all.
Yep.
He gave them fucking all.
Yeah. It was a complete fucking mess, his testimony. And lest we forget that it contradicts his closed hearing testimony. Like, I mean, fuck, guy.
I'd imagine that Shifty got to him.
Well, the thing is, Jack, he really did both exonerate the president and convict him. He said, yes, there was quid pro quo, and yes, everybody knew about it, but also the president told me no quid pro quo. I don't even want anything from Afghanistan. Sorry, God damn it, I'm all over the map tonight. See what I did there? All over the map.
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't even want anything from Ukraine. I just want Zelensky to live up to his promises. His election promises. Like what? But could you pick one?
Well, that's just it. I think the way the president talks is very nuanced, let's say, as opposed to crazy. And it opens things up for interpretation based on your perspective of hearing it, your political leanings. So some of the things he says are a little nebulous, and it makes people kind of read into it. So, yeah, he's going to look like there's quid pro quo, but I really don't think this is going anywhere.
Neither do I.
They're just throwing our money away doing these stupid show trials.
Well, this will go to the Senate. I have no doubt the House is going to impeach.
Yeah.
They should back off of this. Democrats, back off of this. It's not going to go good for you. Polls have already started to show people are like,
All it's going to do is rally Trump's base to get out and vote.
I would not have been surprised to hear that Sondland was found in a bathtub with knife wounds in him, having bled out. The way he was talking in there, it reminded me of that scene in Godfather where the guy's like, I don't know, because there's joking parts of it. But there's one thing he did say many, many times. They kept trying to pin him down on quid pro quo. And a couple of times they got him to admit it was for the money, but almost every time he specifically said it, he said, for the meeting in the White House. For the meeting in the White House. Not for the money, for the meeting in the White House. The only time he agreed that it was for the money was a couple of times when he was badgered by the Democrats. Every other time, like, for the meeting in the White House. I'm like, it's not a good look for you guys. Not a good look.
But it ultimately, it would be bad for the Democrats if it ends up electrifying Trump's base, like Jack was saying, to get him out and vote. Okay, that would be bad. Other than that, it's serving its purpose, and they're winning. They didn't think that they were going to convince a bunch of Republican senators to vote for this. They know it's going to die in the Senate.
No, they thought they'd convince the people, though. But that's the goal, and that's what I'm saying. It is successful to smear Trump and make him look. And we finally got him. We have evidence. The guy's up to everything, and this is the one time we finally had enough evidence to nail him. We're going to vote for impeachment, then it's not going to go through, and it's only his evil GOP Republican buddies that saved him because they always watch each other's backs. Blah 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 blah. Blah. The problem is Jim Jordan is on the other side.
Well, yeah. I mean, but they're not watching those clips. They're not at all. You've watched CNN. Remember when the ambassador to Ukraine was on there? Mm-hmm. And I saw the MSNBC and CNN clips. Jesus, this poor woman and her feelings, this poor woman, and the way they talked about the lieutenant colonel, like, this is a man who's given his whole life to the military, blah, 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 blah. It's like none of it comes down to, did any of them observe President Trump doing anything that violated the Constitution or violated the law? Were you even in the room when this happened? Like, the key questions Jordan is asking. And their answers are no, 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 and no. And they never show those clips.
Excuse me, but it's Lieutenant Colonel.
It is. Well, I did call him Mister. That was Jordan's fuck up.
No, it was Nunez's fuck up.
Was that Nunez who said that?
It was Nunez, yeah. He was a ranking member. Which was also, I mean, I talked about that a little bit because I got into an argument with several. Well, I got one person I really got into an argument with. The military doesn't do that. You don't correct a civilian, and it's somebody asked him about that later on, and his basic answer was that he did it because people in the press and on Twitter are mean to him.
Yeah, because you look like a douchebag.
You guys know he doesn't wear that suit, his military outfit to work. He doesn't wear his uniform to work.
That's a
everybody pointed that out except for CNN and MSNBC and ABC. Everybody pointed that out. I was like, why are you wearing your full military regalia? Like, that's not every other time you're photographed, you're wearing a suit and you look like a little twerp. And then today you show up with every fucking medal and full regalia on. Why?
Yeah,
I still think. Go ahead.
Isn't correcting a member of Congress like spitting on your boss too?
Well, kind of, yeah. But the only people who have to address you by your rank are people in the military. And what he did there just looks so douchey. But I was talking with Scribe about this. Did you notice how much attention they paid to his opening statement? And not the whole thing. Just the end about, Dad, don't worry about me. I'll be okay I'll be okay telling the truth. The part about it that has absolutely nothing to fucking do with any of this, that's just an appeal to emotion, that's what they all picked up on and repeated constantly.
Like, I'm with Lee in chat here. He said, this is the type of prick that joins the military to boost their own ego.
Yeah. And look, I'm not taking anything away from the guy. He has a Purple Heart that he got the hard way, man. He's
friendly fire?
No, IED actually.
Oh.
But that doesn't mean he's not an asshole. That was the thing that, as I was watching that yesterday, yesterday morning, right? Finman. Yeah, he was yesterday morning. The Democrats kept coming back to his military service, like that meant a fucking thing, instead of asking him about what he was saying.
Yeah.
And like, you're attacking this man who's a military officer. Like, you Ollie North, motherfucker.
Yeah. The Democrats attack military people all the time.
Suddenly, man, service makes you untouchable. Look, I appreciate his service. I really do. I thank him for his service. However, that doesn't mean he's not a fucking asshole.
Yeah, as soon as he corrected them, I was like, this guy's a douchebag. Because I don't know any military guys that put up with that shit.
No,
civilian saying Mr. instead of your rank. Most civilians don't know how to read rank.
And you know the worst part of it is Nunes had repeatedly called him Lieutenant Colonel already. He just slipped up once and called him Mr.
Yeah, because that's how you greet most people when you're addressing them.
And it's how most of the people that come before Congress are addressed, because most of them aren't military officers.
Well, but that's not the way. That's not the way that they read it, right? I mean, like news entertainers,
I know.
Right? Because I heard them all point out, it's like, how could you possibly fuck that up? This was obviously, attempting to demean the witness, a proud soldier, blah blah blah. His name is on a massive card right in front of him. You couldn't possibly fuck it up, and it was. Lieutenant Colonel was in massive letters on a huge card right in front of him. But it's like, but I agree with you. It was a momentary fuck up, and but that doesn't stop the news entertainers from doing what they do.
Anybody that's ever worked retail knows most people don't read signs.
Well, that's true too. That is absolutely true.
That's why people scramble to find an exit in an emergency, because they're fucking dumb and they don't read signs.
Evolved Potato says, I don't think wearing military dress to the inquiry is that weird. If I went to something like that, I would wear the most formal clothes I had. And what's more formal than military dress? The weird part is that's not what he wears to his job. Usually the people who appear before Congress in their full military dress, that's what they wear. They wear it all the time. They may not wear that uniform. They're wearing their dress uniform of the military uniform they wear every day. It was, and he even told us why. He specifically did it. He didn't do it because he was wearing the most dress outfit he had. He did it because people were mean to him.
No, life's hard.
I hope he gets another Purple Heart for those feelings that got hurt.
Probably. He gets an internet Purple Heart.
Whew. And I don't like being mean to a military officer like that, but come on, man, you were being a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so oh God. What a day. Shit, what time is it? Okay, we still got time for more. And I was looking at that, guys. I'm so tired. I was gonna go to sleep, and then I realized if I go to sleep with the way I'm feeling right now, there's a good chance I would sleep for like 10, 12 hours. Now that might just be wishful thinking because I actually did that once within the last 2 months. However, I didn't want to end up doing a 2:00 in the afternoon stream. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. But now I'm all excited and revved up. So if I were the opposite sex, I can actually answer that question. That's number 9 trending in the US right now. How sad is that? I would be in the closet with a mirror and a flashlight.
What?
What? That's what I would be in there with a mirror and a flashlight, just staring all day. All day.
Why would you just be in? All right.
Because that's my safe space, Polly.
No, it's fine. I just don't understand. Like, why would you go into the bathroom when there's more light? Why would you be secreted away with a flashlight? I don't understand.
That's where you poop, not the closet is where secrets are kept.
Thank you, Jack. You get me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Speaking of getting me. Wow. I don't think I can show that one, but wow.
Looking at the hashtag.
Maybe. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, Jordan sent in one, and I know Evil One is sending some. Oh, wow. Yeah, Evil got some good ones in today. Massive got our bouncing people in. Massive likes the bouncing, and I like Massive. And there's somebody else. Oh, New Fate had sent some in before the show started. So well done, Ass Crack team. You guys are on the ball today.
They're on the ball every day.
No, I actually had to ask for pictures the other day because they took the day off. I'm like, no, motherfuckers. I want to see.
No, they just like being acknowledged occasionally.
Well, that's true. Maybe that was it. Yeah, there's some lesbian ones here, which wow, those are. I appreciate the pretty lesbians. It's not that I don't appreciate the ugly ones. I just don't want to see them doing the lesbian thing.
Yeah, no one wants to look at ugly people.
Yeah. I mean, especially not
for that.
Right. And you don't want to see Walmart people tonguing each other.
No, gross.
Yeah,
they do that already. Ooh.
Yeah, you want to see hot lesbians do that, like these two. Damn. I'm so distracted right now. Jordan did the punch out game, but he put Democrats on there with Joe as the big one. Well done indeed. Top never Trumpers tied to politician indicted for human smuggling. Sure, why not? That's from True Pundit. I'm not familiar with them. I don't know how. That girl looks like she peed.
In a good way or a bad?
Oh no, okay. It was just a shadow. No, this is a chick bouncing a solo cup on her ass and flipping it over with just her butt. That's awesome.
You know that she spent a lot of time practicing that.
She did, and God bless. Oh wow, the chick dancing in a circle. Nicely. Oh, well, what are y'all gonna do, man? You're gonna make me. I'm gonna have to stop doing the show for a few minutes, guys. I'm gonna need a moment for a different reason this time. Holy shit. George was 500 pounds. His wife left him because he was too fat, but he didn't stop eating because nothing is more important than food. The man on the right is his bodybuilder. Yeah, this one's got to be on screen. It was if you just look at it, you're like, oh, that's a before and after kind of thing. But there you go. He didn't stop eating because nothing is more important than food. The man on the right is a bodybuilder. Nicely done indeed. I like the memes. Memes are cool.
The guy on the left ate the guy on the right.
Who was it I saw the other day? Oh, McAfee. He was tweeting something about a protest somewhere and tweeted, that memes are changing things. Memes are powerful, you guys. I'm like, are they? Are they really changing it?
Probably not.
Probably not. Monkey, you only need a few minutes. You might want to go see a doctor about that. Zombie Teddy, I've been touching my penis since I was 13. I know how to do it.
I know what it likes.
I know. I don't know. Shit, I don't know how old you are, but if it's taking you longer than a couple minutes to masturbate, you might need to go see a doctor.
Stop with the foreplay.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Talking dirty to yourself first? Getting yourself some wine? Putting on Baby It's Cold Outside? I am a doctor. Well, you need to have somebody look at your penis, sir. That's why I've never liked hand jobs, is because I'm better at it than anybody who's tried to do it. Like you need to get back. You're just angering it. Oh yeah, I've seen different versions of this one. I don't think I've ever shared it on stream. I like this one. Whoops, that's trying to share the stream. That's not what I want to do. There we go. Her, stop it. I'm trying to put a load in the dishwasher. Him. Yeah, me too.
It's funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's true. It's like, the dishwasher's broke. Means my wife ain't got no money. I think that was a Jeff Foxworthy joke the first time I heard that. Oh, that's not right, but it's funny. So we'll share this one as well. It's a Muslim woman in handcuffs, and the caption says, "When the cop says you have the right to remain silent, but you are happy because you finally have a right." There's another funny but true one. Wow, you guys are good on the memes tonight. Paul, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm just reading about this 1630 fund.
The fuck's a 1630 fund?
It's a group that Politico wrote an article about, and I'm reading somebody else talking about it. It's a group that put over $140 million towards the Democratic Party and other left-leaning causes in 2018 alone.
And who are they?
That's just it. Who are they?
Oh.
Who knows?
Speaking of who are they and who knows, I'm really interested to see Pete Buttigieg, his donor list. That motherfucker's sitting on $24 million at the end of the third quarter?
Really?
In his campaign. Him. That seems like a lot of money for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, who did you promise what to? Pete?
Yeah. There's a lot of corporate dollars in there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of corporate dollars in there.
You have to imagine.
Maybe that's why they were so nice to rich people this today. Maybe Democrats are realizing it takes a shit ton of money to run a campaign. And while it's nice to get those individual donors, corporations have a ton of cash that they just can't wait to throw at you, so you will do things for them.
Oh, well, just remember, you can rail against corporations all you want, like Bernie and all of them. It doesn't really, excuse me, worry corporations that much, because as long as they write the right loopholes into the law, corporations never end up paying anything. Like the New York Times, who hasn't paid a single cent in tax in how many years now?
I saw Bernie the other day said that the $8.99 or whatever it is you pay for your Netflix is more than Netflix has paid in taxes last year. Like, Bernie, you're in Congress, right? Have you, whatever loophole they're using, have you ever gotten with one of your House friends and wrote up a bill to get rid of that?
Yeah. And the New York Times is a big friend of yours, Bernie, and also filled with a bunch of fucking pinkos who hate Trump as much as you do. Mm-hmm. And promotes all your far leftist causes. How much did they pay in tax last year? Oh, right, nothing. That doesn't stop them from writing article after article about how Trump is bailing out, giving all of his corporate buddies tax breaks. And it's like, well, You fucking hypocrites. You know, Donald Trump in the one tax year that it's known for him, the 2005 tax return that was leaked to MSNBC, right? In that 1 year, Donald Trump paid more in taxes than NBC and the New York Times and the Washington Post combined.
Yeah.
As an individual, as one guy. That's how many taxes they get, because they pay next to nothing, and the New York Times literally paid zero through exemptions, and like they did what everyone else did. They got their tax lawyers to look up all the ways that they could get them out of paying stuff, and then they whine and complain that they're informing the people on the bad guys at the top. You are the bad guys at the top. What are you talking about?
Okay, this repeated use of hate facts is very troublesome, Polly.
Yeah.
I could have lived with never seeing this in my life.
What?
It's an Onision tweet that says, "I hope you don't mind me fingering your ass while I fuck you. I just want to be inside you in every way possible."
What?
I just felt part of my soul die. I don't need to know what you want to do to people, dude. Oh, speaking of that, look at that chick. Holy fuck. That's damn. And she looks bitchy as hell. I don't need to know what Onision wants to do to people. I really don't. Oh my goodness. Those are good ones, Jordan. Those are really good. Matthews is on MSNBC. If there's no fart, we'll know with 100% certainty it was Swalwell. Dude, were you guys here? Was it last night where we got the explanation for his fart?
Was it somebody's mug? I heard that one.
It was, yeah, that's what it was. That was the official MSNBC response. It was a mug sliding across a desk.
I have never slid a mug across a desk and had that happen.
Not that noise. Dear Lord. So, Polly, does anybody know what that group is?
No. Not really. The details are sketchy as hell.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, dark money in politics. There's nothing surprising about that at all.
Yeah. Excuse me, but they're supposed to have been opening it up more.
Yeah. You know what would save a lot of problems in this regard? It's like, well, what we need to do is this, that, and the third. Here's my idea. Make it illegal to campaign before 2 years prior to the actual day of the election. You can only put out campaign ads or campaign feelers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Think of many things that would alleviate. You simply can't take that much money because what are you going to do with it? Do you know what I mean? Like when you have a 4-year campaign,
yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? You need that much more money. You want to limit the amount of money that can get in to begin with, limit how long the campaigns can legally be. On top of which, who isn't tired of the perpetual campaign? Come on, seriously, raise your hand if you're not tired of it. Everyone's fucking tired of it. I mean, we talked tonight about 2024, for God's sake.
I see what you're saying there, but I think because you said, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Are you talking on presidential alone?
Yes.
I would go 18 months.
18 months. And what I think about that is this, just to kind of like get won't this happen and that happen? Yes. I don't know if you've ever been in a place where when the legal age to drink is 21, a bunch of the girls in the bar are 18. When the legal age to drink is 18, a bunch of girls in the bar are 15 and 16. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's
I get you. I get you.
You know what I mean? Like if you make it 2 years or you make it 18 months, I'd be open to that as well. You know what I mean? It's like, well, they're going to be pushing all these things. Yeah, but they won't be starting a presidential campaign 6 years before the projected election date, is what I'm saying. If it's 2 years, then they'll actually have cut it down to 4. Because right now it's at 6. And you got people running for president to get ready for the next election after this one. You know?
I would actually, because this election right now is basically 18 months for a lot of these people. Because most of them jumped in April. And yeah, they had some money already, a little bit, you know, and they had their feelers out there. They had their exploratory committee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now make it a fucking year. And if that's too short, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah. And you know who it's really going to hurt, and like really, really hurt? News entertainers.
Yeah.
What are you miserable bastards going to talk about for 4 fucking years perpetually? You fucking. I just hate fucking the. You know, I've come to the position where I would rather see community college debate teams run the presidential debates before they're the last people that should be running these things.
Yes.
They're corrupt. They're up for themselves. They're fucking celebrities. They ask the most loaded questions. Everybody is galled and surprised that somebody had the nerve to ask a question that's that loaded, but they still do it and they smile and blah, 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 all this bullshit. I want like people I have more trust in a community college debate team than CNN to run a debate. Seriously, I do. Because they'd be nervous as hell to not fuck it up, and they'd be wanting to run it as, you know, by Robert's rules as possible, and etc. You know,
well, I get what you're saying there, and I do. One of the problems is this hasn't been a debate. None of these have been debates. They've been, Senator, can you give us a talking point? They're not actually arguing. The few times they do even argue, they end up arguing over some nonsense. We've had a couple of deep exchanges. What Buttigieg apparently got into with Warren tonight. Okay, I can see that. That's at least, you know, argument. But they haven't even been argument.
No. I love the way you say Buttigieg. You say Buttigieg.
I have an idea. If we're going to let CNN run this shit show, it should be the standing rule that if you don't answer the question directly, Don Lemon gets to come up and wipe his lemon juices on your mustache.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah. Jesus, man.
Have you seen Elizabeth Warren's mustache? That'll be in there for months.
But nobody will fuck around because nobody wants his ball juice on their face.
Corey's up there. You don't know that.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, his beard would jump in front of him, right?
His beard would get in the way. There's people going, wait, he doesn't have a beard. Look it up. In all seriousness, you know what? I think that how about we do this? If you don't answer a question directly, that's the end of your time.
Yeah, you don't get to speak again. You're sacrificing your own time. I watched Shorfat Ataku's stream on the Canadian prime ministerial debates, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The journalists there it was still obvious that it was news entertainers doing their thing, but the way that some journalists were talking to the candidates was, you would never have seen that with CNN or MSNBC running the debate. Mm-hmm. It was cutting them off mid-statement and saying, we have limited time and I have limited time to ask questions. Like they're like the members of the committee. They're very protective of their own time to ask questions. The journalists who are inquiring with questions, they're like, look, I have limited time to ask the questions and for you to answer them. And if you don't answer my questions, that means it moves on and I look like an asshole and I have nothing to report back to my readers. So they're protective, you know what I mean? And where the CNN people, they don't care because they look like celebrities and they get their hair coiffed just so, and they get driven out of there in limousines and, you know, just what's going on. Just the fact that they're hosting it, they're a success already.
You don't even get your closing statement. If you don't answer a question directly, you're done. And you know what? I'll even accept an answer if, I don't know, we haven't figured that out, which is what Warren should have said with her tax plan. will this raise the taxes on the middle class? I don't know. We have to figure that out. At least that's an answer. But instead, she danced all around it like, you're out. You don't get to talk anymore tonight. Bye. Let the people who are willing to discuss what they're going to do talk.
For the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you too can support nationalized healthcare systems.
And they call it a debate, but the formal rules of the debate as established, it's like, and we're going to ask you to please answer the questions directly. None of them do. And if you've been talking for 20 seconds and you haven't even begun to answer the question yet, I think it's fair to say we have a separate judge who is not one of the question askers. They're the moderator. The moderators of the debate are not the people who are asking the questions. Separate it from them then. And it's, if a certain amount of time in the first place is going to be, 30 seconds, and you haven't even begun to answer the question yet, your microphone will be shut off and the time will go back to the question asker, who then will be able to transfer the question as somebody else. After having done that twice, having your time pulled from you, you will be skipped during the next question period. Well, because if you give politicians a chance to speak promotional talking points, that's what they're going to do. Of course, that's what they're going to do. So I don't know the particular rules. You would have to speak to debate specialists. And somebody said in chat, get journalism students to ask the questions. Sure. Very informed people that are very good at doing it and can handle that. I only know about, like, in terms of debate structure, academic debates. And I know what works in that context. And doing argumentative talking points is not going to help you win there. So I don't know how you would govern it effectively. But Jesus Christ, there has to be about a good half dozen possibilities of how to govern it more effectively than the showboating bullshit that you see going on there.
Oh, yeah. Well, the one thing you said that there's a problem with, Polly, is if you don't answer after 30 seconds, you get cut off and that question gets to be asked of someone else. This is the problem with calling this a debate, is they're not debating anything. The questioners are asking very pointed questions to each candidate. Instead of, how would you solve the healthcare crisis, and then going through each of them and letting them answer? It's like, Senator Warren, we really like your Medicare for All plan, and we just had a question. Please don't get upset with us. We enjoy it. We what we've read so far, we liked. What would this raise taxes on the middle class? Well, you can't ask anybody else that question because it's her plan.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You want here? Okay. I've got the answer. I can fix it. Instead of having news entertainers ask the questions, have the in this case would be the Republicans. The opposite party gets to decide the 3 debate moderators from their caucus, and they get to ask the questions.
I would go one step further than that. Find out what everybody's fear is and have somebody dressed like that asking them the question. And every 10 seconds, if they don't start to answer the actual question, the person approaches them closer and closer.
Take a slow step forward.
Yeah, you got some scary ass clown asking you about your healthcare coverage plan. He's creeping up on you. You're gonna answer that fucking question.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking at chat right now, and it's all frustration. Midnight in exile. If you don't make it harsh, they won't obey. If you don't answer the question, they get punched by a heavyweight boxer of all potatoes. Like all of these points, like this, like chat's moving to violence on it, and angry clowns and stuff like that. It's not just me. It's everybody is sick of watching this. This is garbage. It is. It's not even. It calcifies the people who already support them that yes, they're right. It's a large group rally, not a debate, if you know what I mean. There's no ways for them to go at each other or anything like that. And I honestly believe it starts with not allowing news media to be the people that host the debate. I think that's the key thing. Whoever it should be, it shouldn't be them, because that creates this environment where it's a panel of journalists who don't want these would-be gatekeepers and would-be kingmakers to be angry at them, because they can make Elizabeth Warren the laughing stock who thinks she's an Indian, or put the spotlight on her and spin everything positively so she's always at the top of the polls. They control that. Those are the very last people that you should be having control the debates. Those should be the people that are reporting on the debate. It can't be a conversation between candidates and the fucking news entertainers. That's how you get shit like, who here would support healthcare, universal healthcare for illegal immigrants? And you get all of these morons raising their hands, even though they know that's going to be their death at the national level.
And you know who has a lot of time that could moderate these debates? People that work in haunted houses. I'm telling you, this is a brilliant plan.
Something needs done. And I knew it was going to be bad when they're like, no, Fox News can't host any of them.
Yeah.
Like, why are you hiding? Oh, never mind. I know. And all of them have been MSNBC or CNN.
Yeah.
Entirely safe spaces for Democrats.
Yeah. And remember, CNN is centrist and Don Lemon is an independent. Remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I believe that. It's oh god, it is. It's frustrating. That's a great word, Polly. Because as much as I give Democrats shit because I don't agree with them on a lot of stuff, I would at least like to hear, I would like to hear the actual plans they have, things that they would actually like to do. How would you deal with Syria?
Well, and then they can't use that dodge of that's a Republican talking point.
Well, yeah.
Because
that's
the
a
media
facile, good response. Try giving an actual answer.
Yeah, the media will give them a pass on that.
Yep. It's like that wasn't really an answer to the question, Senator. And well, I think that okay, we're just going to move on because you're clearly not interested in
get some game show hosts to do this for God's sake. They'd do better than the media.
That was not in the form of a question.
Yeah.
No points.
Alex Trebek would not put up with any of this bullshit.
Yeah, it's horrible. Just fucking stupid, man. To the point of absurdity. To the point of we're talking about Joe Biden talking about punching out fucking instead of anything of substance. Nothing of substance. I haven't heard. Can you guys think of something substantive you've heard?
Nope.
In any of these fucking debates?
Nope. The only thing I hear is the occasional swipe between them, like the Tulsi making the one at Kamala Harris. That was funny, but it doesn't further answering any questions,
That's the kind of shit that's supposed to happen in campaign ads, not on the debate stage.
No, it's we've gotten so far away from what a debate actually is. This is, like you said, it's just people standing up there spewing talking points. And they're doing it to a welcoming crowd of their own supporters. That's not convincing anyone new to vote for you.
Well, look at their fucking town halls. Their town hall. Oh God. They come watch the CNN town halls on LGBTQ.
Oh, those were so stupid.
And in each one, you have a room packed full of people they know.
Yeah.
They know personally.
You've heard my thoughts on the town hall thing. What a bastardization of what a town hall is supposed to be. It's just evil. They were hour-long campaign ads paid for by CNN. That should have been a campaign finance violation right there. Well, how about remember the town hall that CNN had with the Parkland students, the 2-minute hate from 1984? Yes. And they actually had the nerve to call that a town hall. It was a giant fucking setup. Fucking hell.
Well, what was the one? Because it wasn't the LGBT one. It was one before that. It might have been the Kamala Harris one, where they had to come out and admit that they had actually put top-ranking DNC staffers in the room to fill it up so that they could ask questions. Like,
And
you
a bunch of
dirty
people,
sons of bitches.
and everybody sees it. I've seen it pointed out by a couple people in chats. I didn't see who, and I'd have to scroll up and look through it. But they're actually. And here's a question from the audience as they read it off a card. You said what in the what? You're reading off a card, a question from the audience. And they're like, well, you don't want it to be disorganized or whatever. Yeah, that's not wide open to fucking corruption and misuse and fucking around. And there's no history of CNN, Donna Brazil, handing over questions to. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like, well, that's really undermining our credibility to insinuate we might do something. Yeah, it's not like you've been publicly busted doing that exact fucking thing or anything. How the fuck do you people still have credibility to run and? Because, you know, one of the most depressing fucking things that I saw is when you go to the fucking White House briefing room, the press secretary saying there, that's a much smaller room than you'd think it is when you're actually in there. It's like, wow, this place is really smaller than it looks on TV. But right across the front, all of the front seats, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, CNN, the nameplates on the back of the seats, they're reserved for them. Oh, fuck these corporate pricks. That's how you get fucking... Jim Acosta sitting at the front every single fucking time because it's like CNN has a reserved seat and that's their reserved guy. And if you try and kick him out, we'll literally make a federal case out of it, even though he's, smacking fucking Jesus Christ, smacking around fucking staffers who are trying to take the mic from him. I can think of I'm just in one of these bitchy moods tonight, I guess. But like, I think about stories and I'm so tired of hearing people, especially over on the YouTubes for the meantime, pointing out things that are absolutely true, but it's like shouting into the wind. If this was this person, there's no way the story would have went this way. Do you know what I mean? If that had been somebody from Fox carrying on like that with President Obama, there's no way it would have been reported on that way. Jim Acosta wouldn't have been spun as a hero of the people attempting to speak truth to power. If can you imagine if one of fucking Donald Trump's sons had knocked up some woman while he had been fucking banging his dead brother's fucking widow while getting untold amounts of money for doing nothing from Ukraine? Can you imagine how that would have fucking looked and how that would have been reported on for the next 6 months? Well, that's exactly what Hunter Biden was exposed for today. Did anyone talk about that, or did you just read it in the New York Post like I did? Because they're like a total tabloid-esque newspaper. That's where I read it. I didn't hear about it on CNN. About it.
Yeah. On any major news? No major news was talking about that.
Yeah, did you hear about the 2 arrests from that company?
Burisma, yeah. That's actually from a week ago, that story, Jack.
Yeah, but we're just now hearing about it.
Oh, but only from non-accredited sources.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't here for that, were you, Polly? The accredited journalist bullshit?
No, I was. That was classic. What's the accreditation body on that?
God. But no, I get you, Polly, and I understand what you're talking about, screaming into the void, but sometimes that's all you can do.
No, I hear you. I mean, I'm not going to stop doing it, and I'm not going to stop listening to people do it because it's just. But do you understand the structure of point that so many people make? If this was somebody else, it would have not been played out like it. Can you imagine if so-and-so had done this? It's the difference in spin and the amount of coverage and the type of coverage that are given to different stories. And it seems like a fuck ton of people recognize it. I'm happy, and that's why I'm happy to see the continually lowering credibility that the media has in polls.
Yeah,
it's gonna break into single-digit percentage points soon. It's that fucking low.
But did you happen to go watch that Bill Maher, Fredo Cuomo interview?
No, I didn't. The one he did like before or after the actual show where it's one-on-one. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's before the show. Well, it's the first part of the show, the first half.
Okay.
And you should check it out. He has reasons. And it's not because CNN fucks up all the time. It's not that, man. You know what it is? I'm going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
Haters.
Oh, haters.
Fucking haters, man.
Is that what Cuomo said?
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, haters.
There's just people out there that have it in for him or CNN.
CNN for the news media plus, I mean, Donald Trump's out there yelling about it, and yeah, it's not that they do anything wrong, Polly. They don't do nothing wrong. They're the media. They're actually neutral. That's what he says. They're neutral, and when you're using facts, it's hard not to be neutral. He fucking said that.
Well, I think he actually believes that because he's fucking stupid.
See, Prospero, Jack says fucking too. It's not just me.
But you said it like 5 times in a row.
This motherfucker used to have Avenatti on his show. How many times?
So many.
But somebody must have actually added that up. I'd actually like to know how many times.
Oh, it was added up because the people used to talk about how many times he was on CNN, and somebody broke it down by show. But it's been a long time since I saw that. That came out right after, Avenatti basically disappeared from the public.
No, right. It was like when Avenatti went off stage and punched out on his time clock. Schiff would punch in.
Yeah, it's hard to not be neutral with the facts.
Yeah, it makes you think of those old sheepdog cartoons.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Sam and the wolf and the sheepdog checking in and out of work. Yeah,
Bitch, you work for the network that gave platform to E. Jean Carroll for her to go up there and say she thinks most people think that rape is sexy.
That's Monkey. Anderson Cooper's fascinating to talk to.
That is the fucking network you work for, Fredo.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what? There are a lot of haters, and you've earned every fucking one of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I watched that and I just got so fucking annoyed. Like, you can't, I don't believe he believes that. I can't believe he believes that.
Oh, I think he's that dumb that he does believe it because he's Fredo.
I don't think he could remember to inhale and exhale if he was that dumb.
People talk about him lots of people not being very bright. And it's like, I don't think that person's very bright. Anyone watching Nancy Pelosi that hadn't seen her back in the 90s when she didn't have the speech pattern she does now. No, Nancy Pelosi's very bright. She's just become extremely awkward in the way that she talks. I actually don't think Chris Cuomo is very bright. Like, straight up. I don't think he's a very bright guy. I think if you were to sit down and talk with him, you'd find out he's a meathead because he very much comes across like he is.
Ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you so much. 100,000 children locked up on the border. Wait, that was Obama. Nothing to see here. Well, yeah. Did you guys see that story?
Yeah.
For the audience who missed it, there was AFP. They're a news organization. I don't know where they're from. They ran a story yesterday. The UN says there's 100,000 children locked up in immigration centers across the United States. And a couple hours later, they tweeted a correction. Oops, our reporter screwed up. That was during the Obama administration. We're going to delete that story. Not correct it.
Oh, that's how you solve problems now. They just delete it off the internet and it'll be lost.
What's wrong with memory holding stuff? It's fine.
Yeah, nothing could ever go wrong doing that.
We've always been at war with Oceania. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, this was the third time that when they're trying to smear Trump for, horrible immigration shit, that they pulled stuff from 2015. This was a number from 2015. The kids in the cages was 2015. The overhead shot of the people all huddled together in their little solar blankets, 2015. All of this shit comes from that.
Well, that was a vintage year, but you also have to remember that a lot of these people don't seem to have concept of linear time because they're still talking about slavery and other stuff like that.
They've decolonized their perspective on time, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we lost Monkey.
No,
really?
I just hit the wrong button. I hit the camera button, so it kicked me out because I don't have a camera. I meant to mute so I could burp like that.
Fair enough.
Sorry about that. Yeah, they just bury it. Just fucking bury it like it's nothing. It was only a week ago that Ocasio-Cortez was up there telling us all of the experts agree, all of them, that they're concentration camps down there.
Look, Monkey, you won't be able to mock her when she's president.
Yes, I will, because it's America, bitch.
Did you just concede she's going to be president? No, man,
Look,
no.
her, Polly, I don't know.
Oh, come on. Look at her national. It doesn't matter, like really, but look at her national polling. It's
Frank
tragically
Zappa,
low.
No, dude, to quote Frank Zappa, it's not getting any smarter out there.
Did Frank Zappa really say that?
Yes.
That's good. I love that.
Years ago.
Not just that. I mean, when we were supposed to have our debate about whether things are getting better or worse, this is one of those things where I think we are getting worse. Pete, okay, not even Pete. I'll leave Pete alone on this one. Elizabeth Warren, even if she isn't actually the front runner like the national poll says, she's at least in the top 3. Elizabeth fucking Warren.
Or as she's known in her tribal circles, Liawatha.
Well, you know what, Monkey? I can't remember. Well, okay, really quick. Assassin of the Grey and Evil when we're talking about dry firing isn't a good idea, and am I dry firing? I'm doing so absent-mindedly because it just happens to be here. I'm not training, and it's hard on a firing pin. That's okay. It's Smith & Wesson M&P. They're cheap replacements. In any case, I heard a saying the other day, and I thought about that debate. Things getting worse or getting better, right? Mm-hmm. And on some stream, somebody invoked Abraham Lincoln's line that the leaders of the classroom today are the leaders of government tomorrow. And my first thought was, well, it was a nice civilization while it lasted.
Right?
and I thought, if I wanted to sink my own side in that debate, I'd just hand Monkey that talking point. You know what I mean? Because it's just, wow.
Look, there's a ton of ways our society's getting better and all that, but there's ways it's getting scary.
Yeah, man. You're not wrong. Like that, when you think about it along that lines, let's say Lincoln's statement there is to be taken as accurate. And I understand what it means and what it's getting at.
Sure.
And if that's the case, oh man, we're fucked.
We're real fucked.
Jesus.
Real quick, you were just talking about dry firing. Did you guys see the story about that guy who accidentally killed his wife, cleaning his gun?
Oh,
yeah.
Really? Was he actually cleaning his gun?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He got no time for this. He ended up with probation, and if he violates it, he goes to prison for 4 years.
No, I didn't hear anything about that story at all.
His wife is sitting on the couch, and he is cleaning his loaded gun with it pointed towards her.
Okay, so I can spot 2 problems there right away.
Gun goes off and kills her. The whole family is broken up because, according to everybody, these people had no problems. They were a great couple. They had 3 kids together, I think it was. Real young too, like 2, 5, and 10, I think they were. Yeah. I was like, oh fuck. How do you go talk to your kids after that?
Yeah, they will resent that forever. Hey, over on the Streamlabs, thank you very much, Evolved Potato, for the generous donation. Because Jack was the only one to give his opinion on my dinner, he's the only one that gets all the money.
Your dinner?
What are you talking about? I said go for KFC.
No,
I didn't even. I missed the dinner thing.
Wasn't he asking way earlier about KFC?
Yep. Shush. You get no money.
Well,
it's all for me now.
Too late. Too late.
Too late. I did answer. What do you mean? I answered at the time. Like that was like.
But you didn't point out that you answered.
Really?
I also answered on side dishes too. So
I'm about to say goodnight to Prospero in chat. I was just typing it out. Should I also point out that I'm typing goodnight?
Yes. Good night, Prospero.
Thanks, Prospero, for tossing the links in there.
Look, yes, and thank you for doing that for us. That is so kind of you. Very kind of you. You have the sweetest audience, man.
Yeah, Evolved was doing that for us on Comic Curation. It was really cool of them to do that.
Yeah, and over on Noir Bar too. It's always appreciated for real.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even see the dinner thing. I apologize. I wasn't ignoring anybody. I was just ignoring you guys.
No, it was Domino's or KFC, and I was like,
Oh, KFC.
KFC.
No, gross.
KFC all day long.
No,
You get that chicken, you suck the juice out of the empty thing of coleslaw.
Really? You drink the coleslaw juice?
Fuck yeah, that shit is good.
Ew.
Look, there's not very much left because I take the spoonfuls and I make sure I get it nice and juicy because that's how you should eat it. But if there's any left, fuck yeah, I drink it.
Davy Jones says, if you're cleaning a gun, isn't the first step to make sure it's unloaded, and then shouldn't it always be pointed in a safe direction? Yes, to both.
Well,
very, very much so. Yes.
Here's the thing. As Jack pointed out a moment ago, it's not getting any smarter out there.
Yeah.
The first step is to make sure you're not a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Then it's to make sure your gun's unloaded. Then don't point it at anyone.
Yeah.
Kind of in that order. Because if you're a fucking idiot, you probably shouldn't be cleaning your gun to begin with. You should have somebody else do it.
The part about this story, because I was like, come on, he accidentally killed her that way. When even her mom's on his side, I was like, okay, all right. The story about the guy who decided to put a hole in his house so he could run a cable by shooting it, and he had his wife go stand outside to make sure the hole came through, and he killed her. That motherfucker was lying.
Yeah.
The over on the Streamlabs, fine, have a little, but I didn't see it, says Evolved Potato. Thank you.
Did you see what he put in chat? Check your money hole, crybaby.
Evolved, I completely missed it. So yeah, donate to the
That's funny.
Your money hole.
Your money. Yeah, that's what he calls it.
Okay, yeah, on a serious point, though, I mean, there's the 4 vital rules of firearm safety, and nobody, these should be promoted like look both ways before you cross the street to people who are firearms owners. I mean, never point to the gun is something you're not willing to destroy. Never put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Always check your back. I mean, there's a reason they're called vital. Well, I mean, that's core. And anytime you hear about a so-called firearms accident, just ask about the story, and you will find almost 100% of the time, one or more of those rules was violated by the person. They had the gun went off. Does that mean you pulled the fucking trigger? Because there's an odd, rare chance that it's an old, antiquated firearm that, yes, pulling back the hammer and you let it slip out from under your thumb and it'll fire. If it's an older gun, that might happen. Yeah, but you'd still have to have it pointed in an unsafe direction for it to hit somebody, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Do you see what I mean? Like I didn't know what was behind the target. Yeah, check your backgrounds. That's rule number 4. I mean, do you see what I mean? Like it's not 100% foolproof. But yeah. God damn, it's as close as it's going to get. The 4 rules. It doesn't. Well,
nothing's foolproof because fools are very cunning people.
They are. They find ways to get past foolproof shit. I can't count the number of times I've heard of accidental discharge, and I'm not talking about
premature.
Yeah, firing. Yeah. But people, and you know what it almost always is? It's somebody cleaning their fucking gun.
You know what? Like, okay, so this guy was actually cleaning his gun. That is a rarefied circumstance, because if you shoot yourself because you're in your house and you're fucking around with a loaded gun, what are you going to tell them at the hospital?
Well,
because they have to report it to the police. What are you going to say other than it went off when I was cleaning it?
No, like I've handled some guns that have some pretty hair triggers, but don't put your finger in the trigger guard. It doesn't
load the gun.
It's amazing how that works.
Why? Look, I don't own a gun, and I know you don't fucking. Why would you clean your gun loaded? Is there a reason you would do that?
Not one that I'm aware of. I don't even understand why you have live ammunition near you when you're cleaning. And I don't mean in the sense of like, you need to treat it like it's fucking plutonium, that it's, very, very dangerous. I know some people that take live ammunition to that degree, and it's like, no, that's just dumb. Like I just don't get it. If you're not loading why do you even have a loaded gun if it's not on your hip ready to shoot, like in your concealed carry holster, or you're at the range already, or whatever the fuck? I just don't understand why you're
5 loaded guns around me right now. I'm a paranoid lunatic.
Are you sitting there playing with them?
Not yet.
I mean, the gun I have right here is unloaded, but the magazine with the rounds in is right here. Because why? Well, see, before I started fucking around with it, I took the magazine out and chamber checked it.
Yeah,
Because it takes 2 seconds. How long does it check to see if a gun's unloaded?
Yeah,
that long.
See, like, I'm not married and have no kids, so loaded firearms laying around the house is not a big deal for me.
Same here. It's a good time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
I know.
I have a gun within reach, whatever room I'm in. But if I have somebody else around, I would be a little more cautious about that. And you always want to check to make sure the chamber's clear before you do anything with your firearm, other than putting it on your hip. And even then, people laser, and that's how you shoot yourself in the thigh because you're dumb. So,
yeah. Do you remember what I said? This guy had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have hit one of them.
It's tragic that he's so stupid.
I mean, it's tragic she died, but imagine if he had hit one of them.
Oh, yeah.
You fuck nut.
That's a life ruiner. Your life is effectively destroyed. Nobody will ever let you forget that. You
won't ever forget that.
Yeah, okay, that guy might not be going to jail, and I'm not trying to make any arguments, but like that, it's not like that guy's living happy and free for the rest of his life. He just unnecessarily shot his wife, who they had no problems with. You're saying like that everyone's reporting, like Jesus Christ, that guy. Yeah. Like you said, Monkey, he's never going to get over it. It just. And like you said, imagine looking your family in the eye after that, talking to your kids. You just killed their mother, accidentally. Fuck.
Sorry, mom's dead. Merry Christmas. Here's a toy.
Yeah, here's some toy guns.
how do you take them to visit their mother's grave? Like all those insanely awkward things.
Once those kids are like 15, they're never talking to that guy again.
Oh, it's such a horrible story, man.
Yeah, that just ruined everybody's life.
Yeah, it's like, so your parents alive? No, my dad killed my mom. Domestic abuse? No. Like Jesus Christ.
She fell down the stairs. No. I always wonder on those shows where people kill their spouses and stuff, and they have kids. It's like how does that relationship ever work with your kids? And then in this instance, I mean, he didn't even fucking mean to.
Well, you know what I like in the situation too is that there's a fuck ton of guns in America, as everybody points out. There's also a fuck ton of cars, and people do incredibly unsafe, negligent shit behind the wheel as much as they do with a gun in their hand, and it causes a fuck ton of deaths. It's just because guns have a dramaticism to them, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, a weight to them that cars don't. Like a psychological weight to them that cars don't. It's like, how many times a day do you fucking see people texting and driving and talking and driving and doing their makeup while driving and like insanely negligent shit that you could do it 100 days in a row or 10 years in a row, never have a problem. And then one day, you kill a whole fucking family because it happens a lot. Like, I mean, negligence with cars is no more acceptable than it is with firearms. People are unfortunately negligent. It's just reported and talked about when it's with guns, and it's not getting any smarter out there. I hear you. Yeah.
Pat, one of his recent videos, I don't remember exactly how many days ago, but he did one on that girl who actually accidentally filmed herself killing herself fucking around behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm a safe driver. I'm probably anally safe. I keep my distance. Luckily, I live in, very small town. So if I hit the freeway, I can actually keep lots of space between me and the car in front of me. I do not get on anybody's bumper. If I see a car coming up a side road, I may not slow down, but I watch that motherfucker real close. And I actually prevented an accident. Well, I didn't prevent my accident. Well, I prevented my accident, not the one beside me. This kid, he's coming out of a side road, and I'm watching him, and he's not slowing down. And I slam my brake in time for him to go past me and get T-boned by the guy next to me. I'm like, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a careful driver. And you know what, Polly? You know why I don't own a gun? Because I am that person who would be scared around live ammunition, and I know that's not safe.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with road rage.
No. is because I know myself, and I know with a gun, you have to be respectful with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be scared.
No, you can't. But I mean, I know it's gonna sound funny, but you'll lighten up after a while. Like if that makes sense.
I get that, but I'd rather not chance it. You know what I mean?
Come on, you should get one. It's fun pointing them at things.
And then there's that part. I'd be like, I can shoot that. Probably not a good idea. No, I live ammunition. I'm not comfortable around it. I enjoy shooting. Don't get me wrong, but it's much like fishing. Somebody else has to get it all ready for me, and then I'll cast.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do that shit. That's nasty.
Oh,
I'm a city boy,
like,
man.
You mean like the bait on the hook kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Shit. And you know what else?
I see.
I don't take the fish off the hook either.
So you don't gut the fish either?
Fuck no.
Oh man,
that's nasty.
That's what separates the men from the boys right there.
Look, I will field dress a deer. I'm not fucking touching the fish. They're nasty.
That's an interesting distinction because field dressing deer is gross, man. But you won't gut a fish.
It's not that bad.
Well, yeah, and a fish is much less not bad. So what's the deal?
It stinks and it's slimy. No.
Well, okay, but it's not bloody and a hell of a lot more of it, which it is with a deer.
Blood doesn't bother me.
Okay.
It's the fact that fish swim in their own poop.
There's NP.
Yeah.
And sperm.
Yeah.
Have you ever been swimming in the ocean? Come on.
Yes.
They're like really shitty porn stars, like degenerate porn stars. They just are bathed in fluids and you don't know where they've been. No, I don't like fish.
No, I don't. How old was I? I was 18 and I was at a family reunion and we went fishing and my 10-year-old female cousin did all the fish work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like casting. I could go fishing without ever even putting anything on. I don't even need a hook.
Wow.
Just give me a sinker so I can make it go bzzz,
plunk. Yeah. That's fun. Casting's a fuck ton of fun. And
Virgil says
back in with that delightful little click the winder makes. Yeah, man, it's great fun.
Virgil says, fucking thank you. I'd skin 1,000 deer before a fish. Exactly. Fish are nasty, man.
Oh, yeah, okay. They're a little different than your average mammal, of course, but
it's nasty.
Yeah, if they don't come in a fish stick, I don't want to deal with it.
There you go. It doesn't come in a can that says Star Kissed. I don't want it.
Yeah, too much work.
But yeah, that's really true. But blood doesn't bother me at all.
My blood bothers me. Other people's not so much.
I'm surprised that they, talk about YouTube, child-friendly stuff, right? All the deal right now. I'm surprised that they still allow hunting videos on YouTube, which they do.
Well, until the FTC comes after them for being kid-friendly because there's animals in it, and kids love animals.
Yeah, a kid might show up because they think it's Bambi, and then all of a sudden you're like it's hung up from its hind legs, and you're running a fucking knife down its belly. Yeah.
Well, even then.
Richo says, fish sticks. Welcome to fine dining with Jack.
Speaking of
which, did you see Sinatra's video that he posted yesterday morning?
No.
It's like, you might see this warning on videos because of the way YouTube is going with its child-friendly rules and stuff. This big, huge text that fills the entire screen comes up and says child-friendly, and there's a circle with a line through it in red, and you hear an air raid siren going, rah, rah, rah. He left it on for so long, and that air raid siren is so fucking loud, and he's like, yeah, so you might see this just so kids know that this isn't child-friendly. And it occurred to me.
Yeah.
Far and I were talking talking in Discord last night after I'd seen that video. And I'm like, you know how they have that little thing I think is actually really helpful for creators. God forbid YouTube do something like that, where you can just click a button and it'll say contains paid promotion. It auto tags it for you in the bottom left-hand corner. Sweet. That's actually really helpful. Yes, you could do it yourself, but if it's just a button, great. Why don't they just have that at the beginning where, when you're uploading the video, you can just click a button and a screen will come up for like 3 seconds at the beginning, or it'll be in the bottom corner for like the first 30 seconds of video. It says not child-friendly content. What?
Because it's precisely the reason that the deal was struck that you can be fined, that the fine can come to you if you lie about your content. You see,
Right.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. You can put not child-friendly content so that you can still get ads while actually making child-friendly content.
Yeah, and what child-friendly content is determined by the bureaucrat, not by you.
Yeah.
But I mean, but then it comes down to what Davy Jones is saying. Who can anticipate what an unsupervised child might watch? It's an impossible task. You're goddamn right.
Good luck arguing that with the judge, because you're getting fined either way.
Hang on.
It's going to be ridiculous.
We need to talk about this because, one, the rules from the FTC, they are a little bit vague. They're not that bad. They're really not.
Colors and animals and anything bright with soft edges that might, like, damn, that's all child-friendly content, child attractive.
But they also say it's based on the content of it, the actual content. Like mine, I have a monkey, but I talk about news. So the idea that somebody would think, well, he has a monkey, that's obviously for kids. If you listen to ask YouTube, listen to 10 minutes of my shit. It is not child friendly. It's not even ad friendly, motherfucker. It also goes by the makeup of your audience. So like my audience, I do have children who watch according to YouTube, but it's like less than 1%. The majority of my audience is 18 or over, 18 and older by far, or at least, that's what they checked when they made their account. Thank you, Nadius.
Child, right? No.
Thank you, Nadius, who says he likes fish sticks. What are you, a gay fish? I was waiting for that. Thank you so much.
Well, that's the thing, though, is the analytics, like everything else on YouTube, are skewed. If a kid is watching on a parent's account, it's going to come up as 18.
Yes.
So it depends who files a complaint with the FTC. Now, I do like the unboxing videos. I unbox like collectibles and board games. Is that child-friendly content? Because kids might see that, but I'm aiming it at adults. And they may have a different interpretation than I do as to what is adult content.
Indeed. And real quick, Lisa, thank you. Lisa says monkey's barely adult-friendly. That's true. This is also why I said with you, Jack, because of their rules, I'm not worried at all. With my channel, I'm not worried even a little bit. Even with my little fucking monkey up here. I don't think I'm in any danger at all. Comic books and unboxing? That depends on the asshole who watches.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, the average age of a comic book reader is in their 30s. It's like 35, I think, is the average age. But if you have some old bureaucrat that doesn't fucking know any better, they'll be like, oh, that's kiddie stuff. Those Avengers.
Yeah.
No, you don't see kids at comic shops. So, well, it's all about perspective.
I was thinking that, too, because of
how.
I don't remember seeing many kids at things like Comic-Cons.
No.
I'm sure they're there, but it's mostly adults, right?
Yeah.
Heaven, that's another one. That's a good one too. Gaming channels, they're also fucked. Which is why I swear like a sailor on my gaming channel. It's obviously not for children.
Well, even then, it doesn't matter if you're swearing, because they said that may not even protect you. Because if you're trying to lure children in, is the perception they're going with.
Yeah, and the way their rules are written, there's a lot of talk about how ambiguous they are. Hey, I actually got the word out.
If you go through COPA and read it, words like cool can be considered child content.
Yeah. Again, I really think COPA was talking, or the FTC with COPA. They are not. They may go after game channels. They could probably even get away with it until somebody actually fucking challenged this bullshit in court.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is how many people are they going to destroy before somebody fights back against it? Because the way the law is worded is incredibly vague and probably won't pass constitutional muster.
Oh, not even it would get shot down so fucking quick.
But until then, it's this sort of moral outrage nonsense. Yeah. And they're going to destroy a bunch of people before anyone has a chance to fight back.
And those kind of cases tend to drag out, and it's not a case where you're going to win money. It's going to be expensive and take somebody who has money or somebody who gets funded.
Yeah.
But I at this point, I don't think there's a lot of people. Well, I think there's a lot of people who are worried who don't necessarily need to be. The people who need to worry are people like Ninja. And I know he's not on YouTube, but if he was, his stuff is clearly geared towards children. Do adults watch? Yes. But he's playing a game that is most popular with children. He's playing that game because it's most popular with children and they're coming back to watch him. He makes sure he watches his mouth the whole time. It's clearly child-friendly content. He should check that box. But if you're doing that kind of stuff and you don't check that box, he shouldn't check that box. He should check this is child-friendly. If he checks it's not child-friendly so he can just get the ad revenue, that's the kind of shit they're going to go after. That's after they get through the Spider-Man Elsa kind of people.
Oh, I don't think they're even going to go after them. A lot of that's foreign.
Oh, a lot of it's not.
Yeah, but I think they're going to go after like some soft targets first, some easy to hit people, and then they'll start spreading out. I just don't trust the FTC.
Oh, neither do I.
Sound like they are just chomping at the bit to hit as many people as they can.
I think they're really looking. I think they're looking at PewDiePie, to be honest.
Probably.
Because this goes back to the who is your main audience, and PewDiePie has a lot of young viewers, and he has a lot of money. He's overseas, so there's nothing they can fucking do to him, but they can try.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this. I think this is bordering on censorship.
It's absolutely censorship.
And a lot of these, like the review channels and like even the Lego people are terrified by this because a lot of them make money off of it.
Yep.
And even if you're not, especially if you're not making money, you should be scared because then you don't even get anything out of this except a fine.
And again, like the Lego people, it sucks, but yeah, you need to check child friendly. And if you have a big enough channel, then you go get sponsored, and the other guys, yeah, they're screwed. And I'm not trying to be callous here. They're just screwed. There's the way the FTC things read, channels like that, those are the ones who should be scared. I'm not scared. I don't think people like Sinatra should be scared, or apparently Suit Yourself made this really long video, and he might have just been being a shit poster because his suit, but about, I'm not child-friendly content. Those of us in my genre, we don't have to be scared even if you have a cartoon, because again, our content, none of it is geared towards children. We don't talk about actors who are popular with kids, or we might hit anime or Pokemon once in a while, but it's a really rare thing, It's the ones like you guys, like, look, comic books, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we don't either. I mean, I think people are not taking this as seriously as they should, and that's going to cost some people. But who they choose to target is really based around the bureaucrats' understanding of pop culture and internet culture.
Yeah, the boomers get to decide. And again, these are the same people who decided that, or who are deciding, and not necessarily this exact group, but government officials, that adults aren't vaping that candy flavored vape. Yeah. Even though I don't know very many people who use tobacco flavored vape.
No, why would you? It's disgusting. But really it's you're leaving it into the hands of a bunch of people that don't understand the culture they're dealing with. I mean, look at a lot of the animation stuff like Ghastly and AP used to do. Mm-hmm. Is that considered child friendly because it's animated? Because that mentality still exists in a lot of areas where if it's a cartoon, it's for kids.
Oh, I get you there. I think they would be okay, again, because of the content. There are adult cartoons out there. So I think that's an easy argument. I think the bigger problem, and and this sucks because there's not much that can be done about it, is that this exists in the first place. This exists because a whole bunch of parents don't want to be fucking parents.
Yeah, this is irresponsibility, lack of personal responsibility on the parents.
Yep.
On the Streamlabs, real quick. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. Just change your thumbnails to porn so the FTC knows it's not for kids.
Yeah, you know what? It might be a good idea. But, you know, I've seen apparently 8-year-olds still nurse, so got to be careful with that. They like titties.
Like Zombie Teddy points out Adult Swim, but there are a lot of people out there that don't know Adult Swim is for adults.
Right.
You'd be surprised how dumb people are.
Yeah, I'm just putting vaginas in my thumbnails from now on. Actual vaginas. Or my vagina monster I once created. I just remembered. I can't believe I made a vagina monster. That was for a MGTOW video. Oh, God. There's a vagina monster somewhere on my hard drive.
Well, you know, isn't there on everyone's?
Thank you, Dragon Mage, who says, I don't think the FTC will be going after anyone with the money to challenge them. I don't know how many people have the money to challenge them, because you're talking about a multi-year court case, most likely.
Yeah. And this will ruin some people if they go after them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so I understand your point, Monkey. We all need to mass flag Logan Paul as being child attractive and let him fight it out for us.
Yeah, there you go. They're screwed, man. I don't, because that's another group that their main audience is young people.
Mm-hmm.
And Nadius, thank you so much. So we are going to see a lot of Justin Trudeau then. I'm not sure the reference.
Well, he's a pussy.
Oh, yeah. We'll just put Justin Trudeau in all our things. No, so I think there's a lot of people who are very passionate about this who don't need to worry. And a lot of people, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of people who need to worry. But everybody should be out there going, the FTC needs to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Because those rules are shit.
Oh, they're garbage.
Even if they were perfectly, what's the word I'm looking for? Specific, rather than being kind of vague, perfectly specific. Fuck those rules. Take care of your own goddamn kids. It's not my business to keep them from seeing shit that they shouldn't see. That's your business. And it's not even that. It's not my job to make sure they're not being tracked by some goddamn company. I have nothing to do with the tracking, you fuck nut.
Yeah, that's just it. They're coming after the creators with eager enthusiasm, but we have no way of directing people to or from our channels.
Yeah.
That's all search results and subscriptions. We can't control any of that.
The real answer here is for, you know what I don't get about this? I really don't. Is that you have to be 13 to have a YouTube account.
Yeah.
So if kids are doing that, then they're not even supposed to be here. That's on them and their parents.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at my analytics right now for my channel.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even give me anything. It's blank. It says data still processing. So how am I supposed to know if I'm accidentally targeting someone?
Davy Jones says, make all of your content 18 plus. Well, the big problem here when it comes to the creators in that sense, it's very easy to do that. Yeah, make your content 18 plus, then kids can't see it and it won't be in the algorithm. There you go. You won't be seen. Well, that's the same thing as marking your thing for kids. If you mark it for kids, it comes out of the algorithm. It doesn't get comments. What are some of the other things they're doing to them? They're basically limited state. Limited state.
It never comes up in search results.
And the ads you get, if you get any ads, aren't targeted. And the non-targeted ads don't pay very well. The advertisers want, they want people who might buy their product to see their product. So they pay more for that. And there's a lot of people who are making a lot of money off of kids' content right now, who are about to lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
people like Ryan Toy Review. Now, this kid has a lot of other things on the fire because of his channel, but his channel is about to go to making no money, and he was making millions a year. He was actually one of the highest paid YouTuber one year, and that's all going away. So marking at 18 plus, sure, that'll work, but it does the same thing that the other problem that people are having there. Yeah, I'm lucky. You ain't gonna confuse my shit with anything. Fuck. I say fuck too much. I talk about titties and vagina.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to start swearing in my videos.
I know, right?
I don't understand. YouTube wants you to be more family friendly, but then if you are family friendly and you, for some reason, don't think you're kid friendly, the FTC may come after you.
Yep.
There's no winning here. This is just
not.
the government shitting on people for no reason because they want to justify their budgets.
It's the government realizing they can make money here.
Yeah.
Damn it, monkey kids love it when you swear. They probably do, but not many of them watch, so it's okay. My kitty audience is very small, and stop letting your kids watch me, people. Jesus fuck.
There's like a YouTube Kids app. Why don't people let their kids do that?
Far says, well, time to move all my shit to another platform. Oh, wait. There are a lot of people who are doing that. They're looking at other platforms. That's not
going to matter because the FTC said they're going to start looking at the other platforms too.
Yeah, because remember, guys, this isn't you. YouTube fucked us. Here's how YouTube fucked us. YouTube made this deal. And in that deal, it put the onus on us.
Yep.
That's how they fucked us. The FTC is the one who did all this, though, and they're going to fuck everyone because, oh look, we can take money from people. It's nonsense, and I still want to know how it squares with Section 230.
It doesn't. It just found a way to make money, and they get to say they need more resources, so their budget goes up. This is just a cash and power grab by the government.
Well,
that's why that dude on the press conference had such a boner when he was talking about.
Oh yeah, fish in a barrel, he said.
Yep,
fish in a barrel. But it is weird to me that there's no way this actually jives with Section 230 of the Communications Act. It just doesn't.
That's never stopped the government.
It's a civil penalty, and it actually says that no no provider or user shall be held accountable. It literally says that.
Oh, they don't care. It's the government. They don't give a fuck about you.
I know.
They don't give a fuck about rules.
Well, we're not supposed to read that stuff because they're better than we are. They don't expect people to actually read the law. Gentlemen, it is almost 3 hours into this, and I was tired to begin with. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm going to take a moment once again to thank you guys. I've said for a long time that I have the best audience on the internet, and you guys prove it time and time again, whether it's by supporting us when there's something going on or just showing up, guys. Terry Demonis, thank you so much. Vaginas are no good. Children come from there. The FTC might think you're trying to lure them in with memories. God damn it cut off right as I was reading the last two words. Memories of their past. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Trying to get kids to go back to the vagina. Bear says, stream with me, monkey. Dude, I'm spent, man. I wasn't even going to do this. I'm spent. My audience took my emotions and beat me with them earlier. And I thank you guys for it. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for the donations. Thank you for supporting this channel and all of us the way you do. You're amazing people, and I love you. Jack, anything you want to shill tonight?
I'll throw the link to my latest video out there, and I want to thank Terry and Evolved Potato for the donations. It's very helpful.
Ready? And Polly,
Mm-hmm.
anything you want to shill?
I don't know why it's not letting me paste. Why is it never letting me paste in the crucial moment?
It's in the links.
Okay, well, you'll find my the link to my channel where we just did a comic book curation not too long ago, and oh, there it goes. Okay, and yay! All right, so there's a link to my channel. We just did a comic book curation a few hours ago. It was good fun. Jack and Chris and myself, we talked all over the fucking place actually. So yeah, check it out.
If you'd like to watch more Poly Boomer, you can do it there. What's today? Thursday?
Yep.
We'll be on Satsu 2 cents for Lords of the Night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're supposed to be having an unscheduled game stream tonight. And guys, don't leave yet. You got to listen to this part. We're going to be over on 2 cents Plus playing some 7 Days to Die. And we're doing it for two reasons. One, we're itching to get back into the game. We've had 2 days off. But two, Angry Illinoisan tonight on the stream said that if we got to 200 likes, which we did, he would sponsor a giveaway of the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on Friday. So the way we do that is if you when you watch the stream, one, you get what we call chimp change just for watching. Plus, there's games that go on in the chat so you can earn even more. So we're giving people a chance to earn extra chimp change tonight. And then tomorrow, we'll be giving away a copy of Jedi Fallen Order over there on 2 cents Plus. So come hang out and take a chance to win, man. Hey, look, at the very least, it's a free video game. Can't go wrong with that, right?
Fair enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Polly, Jack, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Always a pleasure, gentlemen. Everybody, have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
This is where I sing because I can.